the Fighters Channel, the Trainers Channel, the People's Channel. What is going on? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. We're about to be on our way to hit 23,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. And we got here a guest here, Jacob. What's going on, Jacob?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
So, man, nice to talk to you. You're from around my area, undefeated fighter, 5-0 from Bridge. What is it? Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yeah, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Talk to me, man. What got you into the sport?
Um, well, I started at the age of 10. Nobody really introduced me into boxing. It was just something that like I found interesting on my own, and I just kept going back to the gym. Like my uncle had told me about the gym, and I was walking from a different side of town to the gym, and every time that I went to the gym, coach kept telling me like, "Hey, you gotta bring your parents," but my mom was always working and all that, so I just kept going back, and then he eventually got tired of me. He was like, "Hey, man, just grab the jump rope, do what you gotta do," and then I just kept jump roping for like 2 3 days, and then he ended up patting me up, like showing me like the technique and all that. And then he looked at one of the older guys from the gym. He was like, "Hey, man, this kid's gonna be good." And ever since then, I've just been boxing.
So you said your uncle is
Yeah.
basically. So what's his story in boxing?
Nobody in my family ever boxed.
Oh, okay. So you guys got into it together.
Nah, he just told me about it, and then I went. I
He
went myself.
recommended you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So who are you coached by?
Carlos Nieves, Ortiz Boxing Gym.
Okay. Okay. Talk to me about your amateur pedigree.
I was. I won multiple regional tournaments, silver gloves, regional tournaments. I was always around my weight. I was always ranked #1 in my weight. The Golden Gloves at 2016. I won at 16 years old. I went all the way to Salt Lake City, Utah. I came into the quarterfinals. I ended up losing. At 2014, I went to the National Silver Gloves multiple times, but that particular year, I was ranked #2 in the nation. And then I went to the National Silver Gloves about 3 4 times, but I always placed on like third or second. I never won a national tournament. And then 2016 also I was out here. I was inducted to the Connecticut Hall of Fame as a CT Amateur Boxer of the Year
Nice.
and all that. And then I officially went pro at 2018.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Ethan, what's going on, Ethan? Thank you for purchasing the bronze level membership. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining the team. So, Jacob, what's your nationality?
Puerto Rican.
Boricua. Okay, okay. I like it. I like it. We come from the same boat. Okay. So talk to me. You're 5-0. You obviously you're working your way up. How do you see yourself moving in your professional rankings? I mean, also what you're 24 years old?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you see yourself moving, bro?
So right now, this is the year that me and my team talked about it because I had a little layoff, and I had just fought my first fight back in 4 years about 2 weeks ago, March 23rd. I won by first round knockout, 42 seconds. And this year we just trying to pick it up. We trying to fight at least like 5 6 times this year. So I have a fight coming up this Saturday at Mohegan Sun Casinos.
Mm.
And then we're trying to fight in June, and then we're trying to fight in whatever day after that. We're trying to stay ready, trying to stay ready for whoever. You get what I'm saying? So we're trying to push this year as much as we can, trying to get right back to the spot.
On BoxRec, you don't have your opponent listed. Do you know who it is?
They threw multiple names at us, but at first they was trying to make us fight somebody with like 147, and I fight at 135, so we didn't take that weight class, and they offered somebody else, but the dude
So you
wanted to
fight
do
at 135, and then they have you listed as a featherweight on BoxRec.
yeah, I fight at 135 because I used to fight at 130, 126, and then after my layoff, I came up a little bit.
Okay. Okay. And do you think that's due to growth, or do you think that is due to the layoff?
I think that's due to growth,
Okay. My
definitely.
bad for stopping you as well about your fight in Mohegan.
Yeah, no, no problem. They actually got some dude from Florida, I believe, and it's supposed to be official today. They're supposed to send us the contract, so that's what I'm waiting for right now.
Okay, okay. Now, you're fighting guys right now, losing records. Is this going to be a guy winning a record? Is
This
it a step
guy,
up?
yeah, this guy actually got I believe 40 fights, and if I'm not mistaken, he was like 16-23. I'm not. It sounded like that, but I seen his record. He fought a couple people and all that. So we just taking whatever. My last fight, the fight that I was supposed to be fighting. I mean, on March 23rd, they
Hmm.
offered me three undefeated opponents that we took, and unfortunately, they all said they didn't want to fight, and one of them said that he hurt his hand. So I understood that, but we was taking every fight. We not just like looking to like easy fights. Like we taking any fights, and unfortunately, there's a keep dropping out.
Now, I'm assuming what signed to a local promoter.
No, I'm not signed at all.
Oh, okay, nice, nice. So you guys are just doing it on your own. Now, who's your team? I mean, obviously, your girlfriend Sydney reached out. I reached out to you in the past, in the beginning of my career. Um, but talk to me. Who's your team?
So my head trainer is Carlos Nieves. He's also my manager. My cut man is Ricky Nieves. My other like co-manager is Anthony Nieves. So everything's like a team and all that. And then my girlfriend Sydney, like she'll reach out to podcasters and all that. And then my stepmom Carlos Nieves, wife Jennifer Nieves, she handles all like the networking. My page sometimes. She reaches out to people also. So everything's just like a family thing.
What do you want to get out of boxing at the end of it?
At the end of the day, out of boxing, for me, especially where I come from, I just want to be able to show people from where I'm at that, no matter the circumstances, no matter where you come from and all that, as long as you put the hard work in and respect the game, that anything is possible. I don't have to be Floyd Money Mayweather. I don't have to be making millions of dollars, but as long as I at least show people that I did it and I tried and I gave it my all, no matter the outcome, that just go for it. If this is your time, if you feel like this is what you want, just go for it, full throttle, and then you never know what could happen at the end. So as of right now, everything's going good for me right now.
I like that. I like that. What do you do for your job? What do you do for work?
Well, I was working at a chemical plant, but fortunately, it blew up while everybody was working there, so they laid everybody off. So right now, box is my only job right now.
Okay, okay. Now, obviously, you're on that in that stage of like selling ticket for ticket.
Yeah.
Um, this fight right here, Mohegan Suns, obviously one of the better venues in the New England area. How does that feel? And have you ever performed in a venue like that
Yeah,
or there?
yeah, I fought Mohegan Sun one time, and it always feels good to fight like close to home, cause then I get a great crowd to come all the time. Especially for like Rhode Island, my first fight back, I fought at Twin River Casinos,
Hmm.
and from Bridgeport to over there is like 2 hours away, and we sold over 200 and something tickets just to come. So over here, even though it was like a short notice, we still selling over 100 and something tickets just to go see me fight. So it's always great to come uh, be able to display my talent in a familiar, environment.
So, talk to me. As far as the 135 division is concerned, in the New England area, obviously, like I'm assuming you want like these like New England titles. Do you care about those little titles? That I don't want to call them little. Let me not call them little, but like they're still titles. Do those regional titles like that? Do they mean anything to you?
Well, yeah, I'm be opportunity that comes by. I don't look at any title as a little title because everything's an accomplishment to me. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, if the opportunity presents itself, I'm definitely willing to take it. I look at all those things as a stepping stone to the WBC, the WBO. Everybody got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What you think about the Combat League? They came out here, decided to wanted to do the Boston Butchers. No interest.
Um, I seen it. I wasn't really too familiar with it, and then I started seeing more and more of it, but I never really looked into it like that. And then I seen the Boston Butchers, and that's when I really started watching it. So I thought it was pretty cool and all that. the 1 round bang out and all that, but I didn't really know too much of it at the time until recently.
Okay. Okay. How about the other guys at 135 pounds in the New England area? What makes you different apart from these guys?
I feel like much respect to everybody in New England. There's a lot of great fighters at 135 out here, especially all around. But I feel like what I bring to the table, a lot of people don't have. And I feel like everybody says that. But me, I feel like my will, my speed, and my power, and my angles. Like I feel like I'm a well developed fighter. I feel like I just don't have one thing in my arsenal, and I could always switch up and I could always adapt to any fighter. My ring IQ is real great. I feel like that no matter who you throw me in the ring with, I'm always gonna figure them out, and I'm never a type of person to let you beat on me. Anybody I step in the ring with knows that it's gonna always be a fight no matter what.
I like it. Any notable names that we would know in the boxing world as far as guys you faced in the amateurs
Um, and the amateurs,
or even sparred?
well, I sparred Tevin Farmer before. I sparred Tevin Farmer. I sparred. Who else did I spar? I sparred a lot of like upcoming people. Ray John Chance.
I know
He
Chance
actually.
is going to be fighting on that card.
Yeah, I sparred him. It's always great work. It's always love with them. Um, who else did I spar? I sparred Cordell Booker. From out
Booker.
here. Tremaine Williams out here. Somebody just reached out to me about sparring Ennis Boots recently. So
Really?
yeah, so we trying to make that happen soon, maybe.
Who's trying to set that up?
One of his managers had reached out to me.
Okay.
Um,
You
yeah,
know his
but
name? Well, you pull up to Philly. That's a big guy. Definitely got to get that Andy Cruz work while you're at that dungeon. Mandatory. He got a lot of Boza got a lot of good guys over there. I like the dungeon guys. Um, as far as you said a part of you, as far as the guys in New England, you say you got a lot of things that separate yourself, but you never really mentioned. I mean, you said adjustments, but you didn't really like tell me us a little bit more about yourself, your fighting style. Like, what would you say it is? Are you a boxer puncher? Are you a boxer? Are you slick? Like, what style for the people to know? Because we're gonna be having thousands of people watching this.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I could. It depends on the fighter who's in front of me. If it's a boxer, that likes to stick and move, I could be a boxer right along with him. I could give angles, I could move my head good, my hands are real fast. My timing is real good. You get what I'm saying? Then if it's a dude that applies pressure, my counter punches is amazing. My counter punch is real amazing. My angles, and I'm real.
Yeah. You never mentioned speed.
I feel like just my
Why haven't you mentioned speed? I've seen some of your body of work. I think you're a fast guy. Why never you mention speed? You don't think you're fast?
Nah, I think I'm real fast, but it's funny because a lot of people only think that I only have speed. So
Okay.
like when growing up and all that, everybody be like, you get past the speed, get past the speed that he don't got nothing. But once you get in the ring with me and you actually feel the speed and the power, it tends to shock a lot of people. So I feel like that's what a lot of people underestimate me about, that I don't have no power.
Jacob, have you came to Lawrence
Massachusetts.
for work? Yeah.
Um, yeah, actually I did. I fought out there when I was younger.
Okay, okay. Because I feel like I've seen you before some sparring clips that you like to work the body.
Yes, I like to work the body.
Yeah. There's only so many like Spanish guys with like you have
Yeah,
what is it, dreads?
yeah.
Yeah, so there's only so many Spanish guys with dreads, right? So nevertheless, I want to be able to tap you in on that the Instagram live and finish our conversation there. And
Okay.
let everybody know where they can find you at on the social medias as well, so that way they could become a fan.
Definitely. My Facebook is Jacob Lefty Marrero, and then my Instagram is also Jacob Lefty Marrero. That's the only the two platforms I've been using right now. So if you want to contact me for tickets or contact me for info, those are the two places you can reach me at.
All right, sounds good, man. And also, spread the word. Anybody that you believe has an amazing talent, let them know that this is a platform that we are here trying to help boxing in the community as well. We're not bougie here. We really want to help the community.
Yeah,
But before that, before I let you go, you said you sparred Tevin Farmer. What was that work like? And then also, tell me, what did it feel at the end like? Did it feel any different for you to know that you could be in there with somebody like that? Or did you feel
yeah.
like you needed a lot more work?
Yeah, so it's crazy because his team
Hmm.
actually saw me fight my third pro fight, and they was in the crowd and all that, and they liked the way I boxed that day, and they reached out to my coach like, "Hey man, I think he'll be great work for Tevin Farmer. Would love to get that work because of his speed and all that. Tevin needs that for his fight coming up. I forgot who he was fighting at the time, and we ended up going out there probably like 2 3 weeks later, and I went in there and it was great work. It was great work. Like I'm a real humble guy. You know what I'm saying? But in sparring, I never got beat up in sparring at all. So when I went in there, like it was a chess match. Like he caught me with some good shots, and I caught him with some good shots. But it was a great chess match, and I loved the experience, and it showed me also that I have things to work on also. You know, so it's always a learning experience for me. You can never stop learning. So that day, he showed me that I needed to work on some things, and hopefully I did the same for him for his fight.
Yeah, yeah. What fight did you prepare him for? A recent fight?
No, this was about like 4 years ago. So if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken, I think it was the Jojo Diaz.
So yeah, you were talking about a better Tevin Farmer at the time, and a younger you. You talk a 20-year-old you. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I like it. Hop on the IG, man, and then we're gonna continue this conversation. I want to get into some boxing talk and pick on your brain and see what you
Okay.
do, what you think about what's going on in today's day in boxing.
Okay.
All right, man. We'll be
All right.
live on Instagram.
Okay.
Cool. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, like, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to Sydney, the girlfriend, for hooking him up and hooking us up with Jacob. 135-pounder in the New England area, 5-0 from Bridgeport, Connecticut. So salute to him and his team. And we're gonna continue this boxing talk right here on Instagram Live. Make sure you guys wanna call in. You guys can call in on Instagram Live on Mill City Boxing. Everyone on Mill City. What's going on with all the members? Bam Bam Boogie, Jackie Hernandez, everybody on the live. What's going on? Salute to everybody on the live. So we back. Um, so talk to me, man. Who you like to watch? Who you like to watch?
I like to watch everybody. I was just recently.
Uh oh.
That was the, that was crazy.
Well, say that again, cause the signal getting like connections a little.
I was recently to the Pitbull Cruz fight with Rolly.
Yep.
I thought that was crazy. Like I thought, much respect because at the end of the day, it takes a different type of person to step into a ring, especially in that atmosphere. So much respect to all fighters. But I thought Rolly was gonna put up a better fight than that. But Pitbull Cruz, I guess, wanted it more. And much respect to all of them, man. And then even the undercards, Kamal Moten and the dude Cuba. That was a
Lara.
great fight. That was a great fight for and I take everything. I take notes from everybody. I try to take different things from every boxer and adapt it to my style. I never want to fight like nobody. I want to fight like me, but you can always take things and tweak it to your arsenal, and that's what I do.
I like it. So, before that fight started, did you have Rolly winning the fight, or did he surprise you? You knew that Pippa was gonna win.
Um, I thought Rolly was gonna win that fight, truthfully, because I thought he was gonna stick and move more,
Hmm.
and I thought his awkwardness and his fighting style was gonna give Cruz a difficult time to hit him and all that. But Cruz broke him down. Like, and I feel like once Rolly felt the power, his whole game plan changed.
Right, right. Especially in the first round when he had them Linguini wigs, right?
Yeah. And it's crazy too because it's a lot different when you training and all that and sparring, but once you put on them 8-ounce gloves and then you get into the atmosphere, that's why I always tell a lot of people, like, it's not just like get your body in physical shape. It's really, you gotta get your mind mentally ready for that. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta prepare to take them shots and like be able to know, like, after you take this shot, what's your next response?
Right.
So you gotta prepare for stuff like that.
No, I like that answer. I like that. I like that answer, man. My bad. I'm just typing here something.
Yeah, no problem.
But we back. And I like that answer. Um, Coming in now at 140 pounds, stacked division. Uh, now that we got a little change here, we got Pitbull Cruz at holding the WBA title. Who's your favorite champion at 140 pounds?
140 pounds. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to give it to Devin Haney.
You like D.
Yeah, I feel like he steps up and he's willing to take any fight if the money is right. I feel like his resume speaks for itself. Anybody could say what they want. But at the end of the day, it's a business, and people have to understand that. If it makes sense, it makes dollars. And the money was right. He took them big fights when a lot of people didn't. So I definitely think at 140, that's my favorite champion as of right now.
I like that. I like it. What fight would you like to see Devin Haney in?
Truthfully, I would like to see him fight either Tank.
Just Tank?
I say that because they all have history together.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they all know each other's styles and all that, and especially with him and Shakur, like the sparring that went viral on YouTube and all that. I feel like there's some unfinished business that needs to be taken care of right there. So I think that would be a great fight for him, especially for him and Tank also. So I think I would definitely love to see that fight.
Nice. I love it. So, coming into the main event this weekend, man, Fundora versus Tszyu. Something that I like to get into with fighters because I talked to the very top fighters and coaches in the game, and I was able to talk to Stitch, which is the best cut man of the game. And I think that we brought a lot of knowledge and to fighters and to future cut men. Um, what do you think about the situation upon the cut? How it got brought about, and if you was in that situation, how would you like to be treated as a? How would you like your corner to treat you in that situation?
Um,
Remember, you are the champion. Remember, you are the champion.
Nah, definitely. I never got cut in the fight, so I don't know how it is to be cut like that in the fight. So
Okay.
But just speaking on my personal opinion, he went out like every boxer would want to. With a cut like that, and then especially you're the champion, you don't want to make it seem like I don't want to fight because of a cut. Like I want to go out on my shield, and that's what a lot of boxers do. Like no matter the situation, like the training camp alone and all the sacrifice that has to be made before a fight to not fight because of a cut. A lot of people don't just digest that right. So people like, you know what? No matter what happened, I could get cut, bruised, broken ribs. Like I'm gonna go until I can't no more because nobody knows the sacrifice that's being made before this fight. So I definitely respect it. That was a bad cut, man. That was a bad cut, and he was fighting like basically with one eye. You know what I'm saying? So it was just that was crazy. So much respect to him, and his team. I feel like his team knows him well, and I guess they saw something in him. Like we just gonna keep going, try to fix the cut as much as we could. But they seen the warrior in his eye. They know the type of person he is, so they thought that he could adapt to the situation.
So going into that, bringing that into your career, who is your cut man?
Ricky Nieves.
That is your coach, correct?
No, that's my cut man.
Oh, so that's your cut man. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's his experience like in the game as far as for cuts?
He been doing actually real good. Like there's other people from around New England that will hire him to work their corner and all that. So he definitely getting way better at it. And like I said, I never been cut in a fight, and hopefully I don't.
Hmm.
But I seen him do other people, and he's actually getting real good at it. Like he knows his stuff. He comes prepared every time. So I'm definitely feel confident in what he do.
I like that. I like that. Um, if you ever get a chance, make sure you recommend them to my interview with Stitch. You'll learn a lot about that. And that if he was ever brought into that situation.
Yeah.
Cutman situation, you don't there's no schooling for it, you know?
Yeah.
You have to build it from the experience in the gym, you know?
Yeah.
So that was good. That's good that you count on him for that. But it's always good to educate your team if you can, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. And I'm looking at the comments, people saying, Richard Hitchens and Gary Russell. Definitely, there's a lot of great fighters at 140. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking nothing from nobody. Richard Hitchens is a phenomenal fighter, and Gary Russell Jr. is a phenomenal fighter. In my eyes, I just like Devin Haney as of right now. But it's definitely much respect to all the fighters at 140. There's a lot of talent. I feel like boxing is going up this year.
Big facts, big facts. We got over 120 people on the YouTube live right now. Make sure you guys go out your way, smash the like button, and subscribe to the channel. Jacob, well, how do you pronounce your last name?
Marrero.
Marrero. Okay. So we got Jacob Marrero here. So other than that division itself, you said that you was wanted to get that boots work. Um, Speak upon his style. What do you think? Do you like him as a fighter? You like that dude at 147? I know we had the guy Rashidi Ellis around our area. That was going to be a big fight. Um, didn't kind of work out. Maybe it could, maybe in the future. But what do you think about Boots Ennis and knowing that you could possibly get that work?
Man, that'd be a great experience. Bruce Ennis, like he one of the top dogs. A lot of people want him to fight Terrence Crawford. I think that would be a phenomenal fight. Also, at the end of the day, I don't know their situation and business aspect of money, but I think styles makes fights. And that'd be a great fight to take for both of them. Boots Ennis, he's slick, fast. I feel like his counterpunch is great. Like his timing is impeccable, and he's just a boxer that I think a lot of people sleep on. Since he's not really up there with in the talks of the greats. But I think his work ethic speaks for itself. His pedigree speaks for itself, and his style speaks for itself. So much respect to him, man, for real.
Now in that main event this weekend, due to the cut, a lot of coaches felt like, hey, Tszyu was winning before the fight happened. Some people believe that Fundora was gonna win regardless. Did you see any like improvements in Fundora? And if so, do you feel like it did the cut mattered or did it matter?
I feel like Fundora definitely improved from the last fight when he got knocked out by Mendoza. I feel like that's a tough fight. That's a guy that's really hard to fight because you got to remember he fights at a low weight class and he's like 7 feet tall. There's not a lot of people that could prepare you for a fighter like that. And I give a lot of respect to Tim because he was training for a whole different fight, and for last minute to see somebody that tall with that style to come into that fight and take that fight, it's hard to prepare for a dude like that, with that reach, especially how the height difference is a crazy gap. So, much respect to him, man, because that's crazy. Like that's a hard fight to fight, and even he don't even have to have the best style, but just to have that length to him, it gives him a lot of advantage to a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm just laughing at the chat. They're laughing at you saying that he's 7 feet tall. That you over exaggerated. But yeah, but he's definitely up there. He's definitely up there. Salute to Panda. What's going on, Panda? How you doing? Smash your like button. What's going on, Duke Reagan? Salute, salute, salute. Um, Yeah, man, that's the Mexican giraffe right there. Definitely hard to prepare for in 12 days notice for sure.
Definitely.
Um, Now you told me your favorite guy at 140 pounds. Who's your favorite guy in boxing?
Like of all time or just as of right now?
All time and today.
Of all time, I like Sugar Ray Leonard.
Hey.
I like Sugar Ray Leonard, and right now, I would have to say, there's a lot of great fighters, man. I would have to say, truthfully, either Shakur. I'm at a tie, really. I like Shakur, and I like Tank Davis. And yeah, Shakur and Tank Davis, and I really like Terrence Crawford. So if I really had to say, I'll say Terrence Crawford for sure.
How you think Terrence Crawford does against Tszyu?
I think nobody's beating Terrence Crawford.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think nobody's beating Terrence Crawford. Like his boxing IQ, like I feel like he's an all around boxer. Like power, speed, his timing. Like he knows how to place his shots, and I feel like he just got his mentality. Like beat you before the fight. Like he ready in his mind. He already won the fight. You know, and it goes back to what I was saying. Like you got to prepare your mind for that.
Salute to a new caller, Claremore Rain, another member of Mill City Boxing. What's going on, Claremore Rain?
Salute, fam. I'm late, but I'm on time. Salute to you. Salute to the gentleman on. Who's this?
My name's Jacob Marrero, man. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, family. Nice to meet you, King. Hey, shout out to the chat. You freeloaders in the chat know who you are. I'm going to call you out every time. Hit the like button. Hit the like button when Mill City giving you all this content. You out of pocket if you ain't hit that like button. It costs you nothing. Sorry about that, Mill. I tapped in late. What we talking about today? I heard Terrence Crawford. I heard, the news is all Terrence and the love triangle between him and Tim and Sebastian and Errol. And
he said the love triangle.
It's a love triangle right now. You already know it's a big love triangle, bro. It's like, what's going on right now? You know what I mean? What's going on right now? Where did Errol come from? You know what I mean?
Well, me and Jacob, we diving right into it right now. So now that we on that topic and stuff, let's talk about how the big fish went into the ring and demanded that fight. He said he had the ticket saying that he knew Fundora was gonna win. That's PBC family. What you think about the fight stylistically? Yeah, what you think?
Yeah, man, I think
let Jacob go. Let Jacob go first, Claymore, because I don't want to. He's an undefeated fighter from around my way, and we've been jumping it. We've been chopping it up for like 30 minutes right now, and you know how these fighters, they be ready to go for a jog, ready for strength and conditioning. So he got the hoodie, so it looked like the jog's coming.
Yeah, I thought what Errol Spence did, I feel like just because he lost one fight doesn't really mean nothing. At the end of the day, that's still Errol Spence. He's still one of the pound for pound kings. Just because he lost the way he did to another pound for pound great, I don't think that diminishes his career. As far as him getting the winner of Fundora and Tszyu, if Terrence Crawford is the mandatory challenger for that belt, I mean, well, for that.
Yeah, he's the mandatory for the WBO. That's right.
For sure. Because Terrence Crawford, the fight happens, I feel like it's still a big win, pound for pound, but Errol Spence is still pound for pound. Like anybody that get in the ring with Errol Spence knows that he's coming to fight. So I feel like either way, it's gonna be a great fight with whoever takes the fight.
You guys want to rebuttal? What's going on? We got a new caller, HLD in the building. HLD, what's going on?
What's going on, Mr. Everybody on the panel? I'm checking out my man. Is he about to cook some briskets or what we doing over there, bro?
We doing some curry chicken today. You know what I'm saying? It's Ramadan, so this is for dinner later tonight. But for the kids, it's good when they get home. You know what I mean? So we working in two ways.
HLD.
Working with Mill and we working in the kitchen.
HLD and Claremore. Make sure you check out my guy Jacob Marrero. Right? I got it right?
Yes.
Jacob Marrero, 5-0, Bridgeport, Connecticut, 135 pounds. Check him out. Trust me, you know I know skill, guys. We already know that, right? We know I know skill, so check them out. You already know. Watch them blossom.
Yes, sir. Salute. Congratulations to you, man. Success. Absolutely. And God willing, inshallah, you know what I'm saying? You're going to keep on being successful, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Much love, man. For real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Salute, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out this interview on Mill City Box and tell a friend to subscribe, Jacob.
Definitely, man. For sure, man. I appreciate you for having me on the podcast, man. Much respect to everybody watching, man. You know, all love and all respect always, man. For sure.
Blessings, blessings. Thank you for tapping in. We'll be keeping an eye, bro. We'll be keeping an eye.
Thank you, man. For real, man. Have a great day, man. Everybody, man. Much love.
Salute.
Keep in touch here, man. Stay on Mill City. You'll get you up there, man. Out there. I'm telling you. All right, my man. Man.
Salute, salute. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, you got a favorite fighter, undefeated. You think he's popping? Send the DM to my Instagram. I'm not bougie. I want to show love to everybody. Like I said, it's Mill City Boxing, home of the high level pro boxing media, the Fighters Channel, the Trainers Channel, and the People's Channel. And that's why we got the people on the panel right now. What's going on, HLD? Claymore Rain, let's cook.
Let's cook, baby. It's politics as usual in boxing, man.
He said it's the love triangle, HLD.
It's a love triangle. It's a love triangle. You know what I mean? Distant lovers. You know what I mean? Distant lovers. You know what I'm saying? They can't stay away from each other, man. They can't stay away from each other. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Talk a little bit about the love triangle.
Listen, man, let's talk about it. And let's catch everybody up to speed. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, everybody knows they had a rematch clause. They had a fight last year, July 29th. Errol Spence suffered a pretty horrible loss. Terrence Crawford dominated, became a two-weight class undisputed champion, first of his kind in the four-belt era. We waited on a rematch, the clause that was activated however long ago. Nothing came about it except for eye injuries and excuses as to why the fight can't happen. We respected it because we respect Errol. We respect Errol. If you got issues, deal with the issues. You can't make the fight. That's fine. Terrence Crawford finally starts to branch out on his own to see what he can do because he wants to put in those last couple fights. He activates a mandatory to fight the winner between Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora. And then who comes out and who's healthy, looking replenished and reinvigorated and recharged for life and wants to make a big return back into the boxing world? Well, yours truly, Errol Spence Jr. Shout out to Errol Spence. I'm going to keep saying that because I'm so happy he's healthy and I'm so happy he's in good spirits. But at the end of the day, legacy or currency for Sebastian Fundora, who won this fight and now has to make a decision as to what direction he's going to go. Does he take advantage of an opportunity to fight a Terrence Bud Crawford, who's a pound for pound best fighter in the world, and chase some legacy and also keep his WBO title? Or at the cost of making money, does he give up his WBO title that he's had for less than a week now and start making arrangements to fight Errol Spence to fill up 90,000 people in Dallas Cowboy Stadium? AT&T, I believe it's called, the stadium. Does he do that? And that's what the discussion, I believe, is going to be all about today. What does Sebastian Fundora do? Who is Samson Leibowitz? And how does Tszyu get his retribution for saving the card this week by taking a fight with 10 to 12 days notice to fight a 6'6", 80-inch arm reach, southpaw puncher in Sebastian Fundora that most people would probably agree you should have a full camp to prepare against. Not to mention suffering an injury within the first 3 rounds of this match where he probably could have called non-contest and got a rematch, but the warrior that Tszyu is stood in the paint, gave us 12 rounds of one of the bloodiest fights we've seen up to date. And what does he get for it? He gets to sit his ass on the side and watch Errol Spence and potentially Sebastian Fundora fight for his titles. How do you feel about it, Mill and HD?
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let HLD cook on it first. What's going on, Paul Bank? You can come up and chop up and cook too. But before that, we need you guys to go out your way, smash that like button like you never smashed nothing before in your life, right? And subscribe to the channel. HLD, take it away.
I think the simple fact is that both Crawford and Spence are going to have to go kick rocks because there's only one man deserving of fighting Fundora again.
and that's Tszyu.
Dude.
Both those guys could go kick rocks.
The kangaroo.
Do something else. Spence could fight whoever else or whatever he wants to do. Crawford could either fight, Boots or retire or whatever the fuck he wants to do. Because there's only one man deserving of the next fight, and that's Tszyu. Point blank. And, you're hearing what Samson's saying. He had another interview yesterday in the afternoon. And, hey, I don't normally say that he's always on the right path of talking shit because he talks a lot of shit. But when the man is saying something of integrity, something of honor, and it's right, I'm gonna back him. And so yeah, honoring his rematch clause with Tszyu is the only option. Get that happen, and then Crawford can get that next. Crawford is definitely more deserving to fight the winner of that fight over Spence. Obviously, no question about it. But after Crawford did what he did over at PBC, do you think that they're gonna want him? They want to do business with him like that? I don't think so, man. They're not eager to make business with him. And the numbers that I'm hearing that he wants to fight Tszyu, who's gonna pay for that?
Habla de eso. I haven't heard nothing. Talk to me.
Who's gonna pay that man $15 million?
15?
I heard the rumor. Who's
Thank
gonna
you.
pay that man $15 million? I think he can get $15 million. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think so. He ain't gonna generate that shit, bro. He ain't gonna generate. I mean, we're talking about the business side, not about the deserving. Hey, the man has earned it on his accolades. We're not talking about that. It's about what you can bring to the, what butt you can put in the seats, and he ain't gonna do that. It's about what butt you can put into the seats, but you got to remember, we're talking to a Terrence Crawford who was told by everybody what his worth was when he was negotiating with Errol Spence. But ultimately, through his hard-headedness and what people consider poor negotiation tactics, quote unquote, he ended up walking away with over $25 million in that fight. And it brings light to the definition of the word is you are worth what you can negotiate. And at the end of the day, if Terrence Crawford is in a position to where he can walk away with that, I would not be surprised if 6 to 9 months from now we're not watching Terrence Crawford fighting and making closer to the money he wanted than a lot of people think he will get. So let's say that they go. Let's say that Team Fundora goes ahead and wants to negotiate with with Terrence Crawford, and this is going to go to a purse bid. Right. I don't see that purse bid going anywhere near $10 million total. Yeah, I agree. With a purse bid, I agree. A purse bid hurts Terrence Crawford. It's going to be $5 to $8 million because there's no guarantee of making that money back. That's how I see it. So, but regardless of the fact, Tszyu is the. I mean, I'm gonna push for Tszyu. Both those guys could go kick rocks right now, right? And let Tszyu. He saved the card. He didn't have. I'm not gonna put the excuse about that. Oh, about the 11-day notice because both guys had 11 days notice. So it is what it is. But the man didn't agree that. Would you agree that Tszyu as the champion put more on the line than Sebastian? That's what I'm about to get to. The man, he saved the card. He could have went easy way out. Hey, I can't see what he couldn't. From everything I'm looking at, I didn't watch this pay-per-view. I didn't want to buy it. I didn't want to buy it. But from what I'm seeing, the man busted Fundora's face up in 2 rounds, and after that cut, it seemed like everything else was that the man couldn't really see. And so he could have taken the easy way out, and he did it. You know what I mean? And he, I guess everybody who watched this shit got their money's worth maybe with the drama of the fight. I don't know if it was a good fight. There was drama because of the bloodiness, but was it a real good fight? I don't know. But like I say, the man saved it. He put it on the line. It seemed like he had no... everybody's into the excuses. I don't think there was no excuse. It's a reasoning. If the man was blind, he was blind. That's not an excuse. You know what I mean? And so from what I heard... I would like to say that about Errol Spence as well, the people with the excuses. There's a difference between an excuse and a reason, people. Yes. You know what I'm saying? An excuse is pathetic. You're dismissing what we saw, which was one of the bloodiest fights ever. Stop acting like we did not see this man wiping blood out his eyes for 10 rounds straight. Well, for 9 rounds straight.
Yeah, how much blood did he lose?
I thought it was enough blood to where I questioned if it was affecting him physically. I was questioning, like, is this dude like getting lightheaded? Is he strong on his feet? He's losing so much blood in front of the world. You know what I mean? So I saw that interview that you had with Stitch, and you know,
talk to me. How'd you like that interview?
Oh, look, man, Stitch. If I put it in that chat, if my son was a fighter, there's only one man I would allow him to be in my. That I need to. I'm not gonna do it. I will cancel my fight if I don't have Stitch in my corner. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. It's Stitch or nobody. And the man is a class act gentleman. He puts a lot of man, he does so much on the down low for the community that nobody understands. He does so much for the fighters that you know, yo man, I'll take care of you, man. He won't charge them. He knows where they're at. He's conscious of the game. Yo, that man is probably the most honorable man in the game of boxing. Stitch is the man. I love the man with all due respect the way he is in this game. But he called it, bro. He knows what he's talking about. The man had that's a vein is right there, and you're just not gonna stop that like the way you think you can. It's him. He's telling you that's a very hard, and if it's a fucking vein that's always gonna be pumping blood, I can imagine. He probably lost a quarter of it right there in that fight. So I mean. Stitch, the one thing I've had a problem with all these corners is when I look at a corner, it needs to be performing like when you ever see Formula One race cars that they go to the pit and everybody's on point. Boom, 30 seconds, you out. You taking care of business. I need to see that from a corner. I need to see that from a corner. There should be the fighters shouldn't even have to be paying attention to the stools that'll be there. He needs to just walk to the corner, turn around, and when he brings his butt down, it's just automatic that stool needs to be there. You don't need to be thinking, oh, is it there yet? Do I gotta see it? No, it just needs to be automatic. That's why I like Coach Centeno, man, from Florida. He practices his corner. He makes sure that everybody's on point. Stitch was saying it yesterday, yo, man. There's wasted time. Why are you dipping your gauzes in the? No, man, all that shit needs to be already done, and you be ready to go. And these motherfuckers in the corners, hey, the comment is an insurance policy. Stitch said it best. And what happens with all these motherfuckers? They don't pay attention. He'll pay the price with that man wearing fucking bolsos. Hey, was that Panda doing that goofy job on Estrada?
Yo, leave my guy alone. Leave my guy alone. Déjalo quieto. Déjalo quieto.
When you do the cheap shit, you pay the price. You pay the price.
Let me tell you something. Yo voy a decirte algo. Panda got a hell of a story to tell us about Stitch. So,
really?
And that whole situation, he's seen the interview. Nosotros vamos a hablar. He was a little outspoken on another podcast. Yeah.
That's okay, man.
We's about to get ladies.
It's okay, man. I got Stitch over Panda. I take his word. That has nothing to do with like personal issues and personal issues.
No. The work that was done.
The pedigree is.
No. Pedigree is pedigree. You 100% right, Claremore. You 100% right. But this has nothing to do with the work. This has to do with the leading up to the work. So
the business, the personal stuff. I get you. We gonna enjoy it. Hey. Pay the man and you get
Bochinche.
Yeah, Bochinche. Let's go inside that corner with Valle, bro. That chick had that big old gash, and the first thing they did is slap on some fucking Vaseline. And as soon as I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? And I'm not a corner man. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing covering it up and instead of putting adrenaline right off the bat? Yo, that was just goofy shit to me. Yo, listen, right? You were talking a little bit earlier, HD, about the speed, about how it should be like car racing, how it's just yes, getting around on the road, right? Well, how are you gonna get that speed? Experience, right? And when you see it moving the way you see it moving in the corner, what you're looking at is anxiety, right? You're looking at about getting caught off guard, not knowing what to do. You gotta practice it. Exactly. That's why I mentioned Coach Centeno. I had an interview with Coach Centeno. I don't know, about a year and a half ago, and he's explaining how he goes about his process with his team. They practice the corner. They're like, all right, time, let's go. Boom, boom. Everybody's in their spot, in their place at the right time. No fucking around. But you only do that when you give a shit about doing that stuff. It's not automatic.
You have to practice it. And if you don't practice it, you're not going to get good at it. You're not going to get efficient. You can't just wing it. And that's what these guys do. They're like these attorneys that you hire these attorneys, and then you think they're going to do a good job, and these motherfuckers are reading your case the day of and shit.
Yeah.
And they read it.
And you just gave them 5 bands. Like, what the hell?
Doing? What do you mean? What are you doing?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Anybody who knows, you know. And then you're like, no, you hold on, Your Honor. Your Honor, he is fired. I need to continue. This motherfucker don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Nah, and then you got the other attorneys that they be like, yeah, but I cost $300 an hour. I'm like, yeah, che coño.
Yeah, but you know what? Unfortunately, as the saying goes, you get what you pay for.
And then they want to hit you with it's 4 days of work. I'm like, coño.
But then if you go in there like, well, man, yo, man, I got a plea deal for you, man.
But you want the best. You want the best. Like Breadman said it best, right? It shouldn't take. If you getting paid over $1 million, what's 10,000, 15 grand? You know what I mean? I just dropped an interview. I just dropped the interview this morning with Coach Kenny Ellis. He's the cut man of Gervonta Tank Davis. He talked about how he would have went about it. He didn't see the Stitch interview, so it's not like he got, he winged it, So check that out, guys. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that as well.
Yeah, but I just think that when it comes to that, everybody needs to, and that's the thing. When you got guys who are winging it, that's a problem, man. You can't have that. You will pay the price. The professionals.
I'll wingo it. I'll wingo it. I'll wingo it. I'll wingo it. In the jungle, the mighty jungle.
Yo, these guys are acting, when it's your first time about to pop the cherry, and you never put a condom on in your life, and you're like, how do I do this? How do I open it? What am I doing? God, man, you gotta know what the fuck you're doing.
Nah. It's the difference between when you have that one girl that opens it with one hand, and then you got the other one that opens it up with 2 hands, and you got the one that opens it like, boop, 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 boop. I'm like, whoa, what did just happen right here?
We got no time to play.
Whoa!
Exactly. Besides the one hand, and I'm handling business with your hand, I'm getting right. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference.
What?
There's a difference.
I'm still.
Play still a session. She's still ready.
Shit.
You gotta wait and watch me find myself and get myself together. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, bro, that part of the game deserves more. When you look at corners like that, they think that's coming from the confidence and the arrogance of we don't got to worry about that because they just look at it from one side, offensively and from a win. They don't look at the things that come up and they think they can just wing it. Shout out to Coach Kenny yesterday, who was also speaking a little bit towards it. Shout out to him, but even in that case scenario, you know what I'm saying? If you're not a professional cut man, you might consider at this point in the game when you're making millions and millions and millions of dollars, bro, invest in the quality for your champion, bro. Invest in the quality of service for your champion, bro. You can afford it. Why are you cutting corners? You know what I'm saying? Because then you get stuff like what Tszyu went through, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah, I can't. When you're a low-level fighter, it's understandable, and that you're not going to have the best because you just can't afford it. And if you're lucky enough to have a Stitch who's going to do you a solid because he knows what's up, you know what I mean? And he'll help you out because he does a lot of free stuff, bro. He does. He does help out the young guys he sees out there. And if you're one of those cool, respectable young men out there who's trying to just he sees that and he'll do you a solid. I know he does. I know for a fact that Stitch does. Not everybody in the game is like that, but you have to have a good corner man because if something happens, you don't want to be all freaking out. And that nervous energy translates to a fighter, bro.
Yeah, he said he don't charge he said he don't charge the 4 rounders and the 6 rounders. No, yeah, the 4 rounders and the 6 rounders.
Man, that's a blessing, bro. And he acknowledged how blessed he is because of the game, so that's what he gives back.
Yo, Tim Tszyu commented on it. Somebody asked him a question about the corner, and he said no comment. And the way he said no comment was like, I don't even want to talk about it because they were asking him at the post conference, how he felt about the cornerman. Does he feel like the bleeding could have been put together much better? And you just saw there was a disappointment between him and his manager about that part of the fight, about the handling of that bleeding. He wasn't very pleased with the way that went down. And, that's just something they got to learn from and invest the right amount of money into it. You know what I'm saying? That's an investment, bro. That's not an expenditure. That's not a phantom. That's not a pair of nice sneakers. That's your health. That's your win. That's your championship. That's your that's your career. So at the end of the day, that played a huge part in it. But because of all of that, what is the PBC gonna do to show love to Tszyu? How did they express their gratitude to Tszyu, who threw all caution to the wind for the sake of saving the first fight they had on Amazon Prime?
I think it's a mega. I think the rematch is gonna be a huge. That's a huge fight. I think it's a huge fight.
That's
Everybody's
a huge
talking
fight
about it. I think the rematch is bigger than Crawford and Spence.
It's just so big. I just looked at Fundora's hashtag. That shit was like 300 like the other day. That shit's almost at like 2,000 today.
See, I mean, I think a rematch is big money for those. I mean, rematches. When there's a controversial loss. And he, to my, if I'm not mistaken, it was just a split. It was a split decision loss too.
Correct.
Yeah, he's got to run it back. You got to run it back. I think that just like I thought Haney rematch with Lomachenko would have been the biggest fight for him available. Had he fought again at 135 instead of fighting Shakur or anybody else, I think the Loma rematch would have been huge. I think when there's a controversial first loss. Second fight, that rematch is always big. Look at Wilder and Fury, for an example. When they came to the second one, it outdid the first one.
Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz turned out to be that way too.
Right. So I think it's warranted. But Stitch said something yesterday. I think he said that even if he was probably the corner man, cut man for that night, that cut above your head. It's almost nearly impossible to stop the bleeding because if it's on the vein that he's talking about, you can't really stop it. It's you could probably reduce it, but unless you're gonna cauterize the vein, like get a flashlight.
But that's what you're paying for.
Right.
That when you pay the 15,000, 20,000 for Stitch, whatever it is, right?
You would have controlled it better. I tell you that.
He just cancels the fight. He explains to you what happens if you cancel the fight, and whispers in your ear, you get another fight. You get to get paid again.
Stitch would have said that. Hey, didn't Stitch say that? Yes, you would have told. He would have advised because he would know. Look, this cut, I can't.
So you paid $15,000, right? Or 20,000. Shit, say if it was 30, you paid $30,000 so you can go make more millions because you paid that. But because you didn't pay that and you went cheap route and you went with your friends and you thought you were saving, right? You weren't. You didn't save. Yeah. It's like when you get that insurance policy and that robber, he took all your gold in the house.
Yeah.
But if you had Stitch, you're going to get your money back from the insurance policy.
You would have told him, I can't stop this. This is not going to be good. It's not. I'm not going to be. He would have told him. Yeah. Because he's not that type of a man who's going to be invested about he's just going to tell you what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it just gets more money. It's even in the sense of the opportunity of making money, just puts you in position to get more money. We're inside. We're about to head into the third round, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I think the biggest part. I think the biggest part that you guys missed out of what we didn't mention is that Stitch said that they just didn't want to make a mockery out of boxing that night. I don't know if you heard that part. He said that. He said they didn't want boxing to look bad that night. That's why they continued.
It would have looked bad. Let's be real. They stopped the fight. We would have been talking shit. That people would be talking shit. Oh, no contest. They stopped.
Nah, bro. You see all that blood coming out, bro?
No, and I get it, but I'm not.
This shit's squirting out. Like.
Saying that shit.
Huh?
Would be people today if they would have said a no contest. Their people today would have been talking shit.
Nah, we run it back, bro. It was a great 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think letting it go makes it bad.
Plus, Amazon don't hurt. They had a great card.
In front of everybody look back.
If they run it back.
And Mexican giraffe versus the Australian kangaroo, coño. Shout out to Bam Bam Boogie.
So, you guys hear me, by the way?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so now if what Leibowitz or Lebowitz or whatever his name is, if he's going to stand behind what he said for real and honor a handshake, which I think is honorable if he chooses to do that, because I did look at him weird. I just felt like everybody was a little too excited about the Errol Spence fight, bringing up Dallas Cowboys Stadium, all that. I was like, what about Tim? That's all I kept thinking about. So if he did retract on some of his words and correct himself and let it be known that the priority is going to be a rematch between Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora, then does that mean that the WBO is still going to make him vacate that WBO title, being that he won't be able to defend it against mandatory? So will there be a vacant belt and a fight that needs to be made around that vacant belt? Are you guys aware?
Well, the problem, I mean, I saw an interview yesterday afternoon, a live interview with Samson. Can I mention the name there? I don't know if I can.
I don't care.
That was on Ringside Reporter Joe Habib. And he had a 45-minute interview with Sam. He explained everything. He explained, look, the reason I went with the route of saying, maybe the next fight, this and that. I gave him a verbal. He said, he admitted I was in my feelings because Team Tszyu were talking some mad shit and they were being disrespectful to him. And so he went that route. He said, look, man, I woke up the next morning and I know who I am. And I know that I've been in the business 30 years. And one thing is, if I give my word, I am going to honor my word. And that's what that's what I want to do. The legality, he said, it doesn't matter about the legality. He spoke on that. It doesn't matter about the legality. You don't need contracts. You don't need nothing to honor your word. And so if he's standing on that, I am going to back him up on that. He may talk a lot of shit. I know he did a lot of benefit, but there's promotional talking shit. But when he's talking about the business side, when you're talking face to face and you say, yeah, man, we'll do this, he's going to honor his word. I will respect that and I will back him up on that. Fuck you, Crawford. Fuck you, Spence. You guys can wait. As simple as that. And so, I mean, he explained on that. So let's see what happens from that, in that respect. But, everything else is I think the rematch is going to be big, bro. I think the rematch I'm going to buy it.
Can you speak to whether or not you know or have any knowledge of if they're going to force Sebastian Fundora to vacate that belt?
Oh, he mentioned. Yeah. Well, because the problem is, Fundora is not going to be ready to fight till early November.
Hey, neither of them are going to be ready to fight.
And Tszyu has got a cut on his head. I don't think did he take punishment.
I mean, I'm saying, but he still got to let the stitch hit you. Heal up.
3 months, your average?
He said like 3 months. Yeah, he said like 3 months. But are they going to, or are they not going to force him to vacate that belt? That's what I want.
He can't even fight in 6 months. So
if they mandate that, then yeah. If they mandate
we all know that Terrence Crawford ain't taking that step aside money for nothing.
Unless it's $15 million.
Yo.
What is Crawford gonna do from here to November, though? I want to talk on that. What is Crawford gonna do from now to November?
If they mandated, he's gonna fight. If they mandated, he's gonna fight Josh Kelly for the weight.
He can't. But if the man is, they're not gonna strip him. He can't fight right now. He's got to wait till November. So what is Crawford gonna do from now to November?
So are you saying, AC? I just want to be clear, HLD. You're saying that. I just want to put it clear for the audience. They're not going to strip Fundora of the WBO title because he has a medical reason as to why he can't fight. What they're going to do is let him hold his title. And your question is, being that there's no title to fight for right now, what is Terrence Crawford going to do at this point? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
If he's not fighting for a title, listen, man. If he's not fighting for a title, then I can see him doing one of like only 2 things. A, he fights the next guy up, you know what I mean? Or B, he sits back and he and he's looking forward towards maybe an early retirement. It's getting to that point for Terrence Crawford where that conversation is becoming a real topic in his home and inside of his business with between the people who have vested interest in him making money in boxing. And how long can he sit outside of boxing before it becomes a man? I'm cold. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not that guy no more. I don't want to do it unless it's going to be something crazy. Or maybe Turkey has something for him. I keep on bringing Turkey periodically up because if Turkey wants to line something up with him, there's potential opportunity.
He's gonna pull the David Kardashian card again, bro. Is that what he's saying? He's gonna pull the David Kardashian card again.
Listen, man.
We got Boots right there. He could become undisputed again.
He's not fighting.
If you look at the way the welterweight division set up now, Top Rank got they two fighters at welterweight fighting each other, Giovanni and Brian Norman.
Yo, I just hit up Brian Norman and his dad today. That's a good fight.
That's a crazy fight. I think the loser gonna get dropped.
The loser gonna get punished. The loser in that fight is gonna leave something in the ring that night from them. These guys, they fight. They fight. They don't box. They fight.
Brian Norman didn't look good in his last fight, right?
But he fucking's a dog, though. He didn't look good.
Nobody's questioning his dog part. He didn't look good.
The way he said it.
Was it a no contest?
They balls out there.
The way he said good.
I'm not thinking in that realm. I'm not on that Diddy talk.
It is what it is, man.
But if that's what's gonna happen next semester, Santillan's gonna have a field day.
I think Santillan's like a bigger guy.
I slept on him the first time, but I won't do that.
Yeah, bro, he put it on road. Oh, that was a good fight. I mean, that was an outside.
That's a hard fight for Brian Norman.
Yeah, I don't think he's ready for that just yet.
That's the co-main for the Nav and Dennis card.
I can't wait. That fight right there. I want to see more than the main event.
They say possibly Williams Beta might fight Giovanni Cabrera.
Hey, so
yeah, I heard that too.
A more legitimate champion at 140 on the WBA side,
right?
But it still leaves the fact is that the new crown WBA champion is the weakest link out of all four champions to get whooped by the other three champions.
What division?
140. 140. You talking about Isak?
Isak gets sparked by Tszyu, Matias. And
todo el mundo
tired running around with Haney, but he's gonna lose that fight. I don't see him beating any of those guys. Everybody forgets that he just beat the worst champion in our era. He just beat the worst champion in our era, and in his prior fight, bro, he looked like dog shit in that last fight. Pitbull Cruz.
I think he got the second most buzz out of all the champions.
Oh, he does, because the Mexican community is strong. When Mexican community, they strong. They support with their dollars.
Vamos a ver, because I'm going to Puerto Rico. I'm going to Puerto Rico June 15th. So slow down with that. The second. Vamos a ver. Because
but out of we can say Latinos back. We put a lot of money in the sport, but it really comes down to. It's the Mexican community, bro. They're the ones who really, by and large, really.
Yeah, but do they believe in him?
Enough to fill up.
Because to convince a Mexican fan that you are him versus you're just la raza. A lot of them got la raza. Are you him though? I don't think they think he's him.
I tell you what, he's more in the end than Benavidez is. He is more with the Mexican community. Bro, he's a superstar, bro.
Nah, Benavidez got big wins. Benavidez got big wins. Nah,
he's bigger.
Nah, Isak Cruz don't got wins like Benavidez got wins.
That might be true.
I can't
Hell no. Look at the hashtag on YouTube. That shit don't even make sense.
Dude, he's bigger in the Mexican community.
Like a celebrity.
Nah.
Bro, he can't even walk in the stadium. Devin Haney was walking with security guards in the same fight. And nobody was around Devin Haney. And bro, this kid was like He was mobbed, bro. He's mobbed. He's
David
a big star.
David Benavidez gets a lot of respect in that community, bro. And even
I don't say he doesn't get respect. I'm just saying he's not bigger than Pitbull Cruz.
He's way big. Yeah. How about this? He's way bigger. How about that?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously in the size and weight.
Nah, I'm talking about he's a bigger draw.
I know, man. I'm messing.
Think about it, right? Out here in the United States, if out here in the United States, who do you think got the more fans, David Benavidez or
David?
Right? Not even close, right?
David Benavidez got fans who don't pay, so it don't matter.
I mean,
see, now you're talking about someone's pockets.
No, I'm talking about who fills stadiums.
Nah, man, dude, you got to do your homework on how they're selling.
Pitbull Cruz is gonna become like a Tank Davis. He's gonna be a little celebrity, fighting nobody, making money.
Pitbull Cruz only been pay-per-view one time with Tank Davis. That's it. Never been pay-per-view ever since.
And the next card that he's gonna headline, you're gonna see how many people show up to that fight.
Well, that's what we gotta wait on. That's for sure. Yeah. We gotta wait on that. We can't talk ahead and say he's bigger than David.
Check this out, Claymore. Check this out. The only time a David Benavidez is gonna sit back and take a co-main event is for the Tank Davis. Look what the hell just happened with Isaac Cruz. He had a Rolly Romero as a dance partner, and he had Brian. He had what? Is it Brian? No, my bad. Sebastian and Tim Tszyu went over him. Out here.
Hey, I heard that crowd was there for Pitbull Cruz. Wasn't even for Fundora.
They put him there as a co-headliner, bro. So the people who invested money didn't see it the way you see it. So we'll see. Time will tell that story. So that's what we got to do. Sometimes we you know what I mean? It's like giving somebody props for beating somebody he ain't fight. You know what I mean? We're talking a little forward right now. You know what I mean? Nah, he's the best. Did he fight the best? No, but we all know he would beat the best. But did he beat the best? Nah. But we all know he's going to, but he didn't. So until he does, you know what I'm saying? We got to keep
the Mexican community likes what the two main things from this kid is that he's a dog. He comes to fight. I'm not that running around shit. I come to crack, and that he's very humble when he speaks. He's very humble, and those are the two elements that the Mexican community loves from their fighting.
Yeah, and he can be a star with 3, 4, 5 losses for sure.
Oh, I think he is the Mexican community.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we see the trajectory. I see the trajectory of Pitbull Cruz. I see where the right head is.
But he ain't no David Benavidez, though.
I don't know. Saturday night was a big night for him. For me, it was shocking. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I saw the way the crowd reacted and everybody went crazy, I clapped for him. I was like, wow, look at that. That's what's up. There's love in the building. Mexicans are standing behind him. But am I ready to put him over David Benavidez? For what reason would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and if Subban Matias fought Tank, right, he would be more popular than Pitbull Cruz. The only reason why he's like that is because he fought Tank. Let's be real.
No, man. PBC's gonna move Pitbull Cruz like they moved Tank. They're gonna feed him a whole bunch tonight, and they're gonna just fill up stadiums.
He's gonna fight the old man next.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna sell out, and he's gonna do good money and fuck the other belts, bro.
Pitbull Cruz had a 900.
He's gonna enjoy his fan base. You're right about that.
Right now, he got 1.3 million. He done got 400,000 followers.
So he gained 400,000 subscribers after not even a week. Dang.
Eso se pasa. That happens.
Good for him, bro. Good for him, bro. Look, I'm not.
Same thing when Subban Matias knocks out Liam Paro. She's gonna be crazy.
He's gonna get buzzed too.
Yeah, because you got a whole network that's tuning into you now. A whole DAZN network that never knew who you were.
I wonder what that pay-per-view gonna do. That Tim Lewis Fundora. I think he might have did better than what people thought it would.
It was 70 bones.
Yeah, I heard it was like
it was worth it though.
Hey, I stand at my square. I didn't watch the fight.
I paid my payment came out to $74.15. Ask me why. I don't know why. I don't know how y'all paid $70. I paid $74.15.
Yeah, taxes are part of it, right, man? You gotta that's money you gotta pay.
It's the same money to me, the same dollars. Like it's different dollars, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, you right.
Anybody know? You know how when you got Showtime or whatever HBO or you have a pay-per-view, then the next week they show it on the. Are they gonna do that with Amazon? Are they gonna show this pay-per-view next week?
Oh, it's not up yet right now?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
It's gonna be harder to get my bread next time. I'll tell you that right now.
You didn't like the car? I mean, was it for those who paid for it? Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good, man. That's good to hear. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was worth it.
It would have been a little bit more worth it if no shade on Cormel, because but you have to admit, watching that fight, it means more to boxing.
Yeah, these fighters fucking 8 rounders now, bro. That shit is crazy.
It was a hardcore boxing fans card. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to see some real good fights. I don't know how casual it was, except for Rolly and Isak, but it was a real good turnout. If you're using that as a barometer to see what Tank or Canelo's gonna do, it's looking very promising for the PBC, because for that card and that headliner to have that kind of show out in the building, that packed out, you can only imagine what it's gonna look like when Canelo and Tank hit the ring.
All I'm gonna say, stay away from that Puerto Rican dude that he be liking to have like a blonde mohawk at times. They call him El Guyo del Martinillo. You know what I'm saying? Take it easy. Don't go to him, because that dude will put down a Chihuahua. Like, he will put it down a Chihuahua. So just letting you know, Rolly, if you really want to see the shit get done the right way, he better not go that way. He better not go to the zone.
I think the main thing with Pitbull is you gotta commit to either fighting on the inside or fighting on the outside. If you try to fight mid-range, you're gonna pick your ass apart.
Yo, from what I saw, Pitbull Cruz looked like he filled up good for that 140 division, huh?
He was a big 135.
He did a good job cutting that ring off. He was cutting that ring off on Rolly, bro. Rolly was running into shit. Like, he was like, Rolly. He was meeting Rolly at the corner, you heard?
But remember, he's not really educated. His IQ and education in boxing is only gonna last for so long.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying.
He's more athletic than anything.
I see where HLB coming from. Like, when you end up fighting somebody elite, I still see the lapses where people could take advantage of it.
Oh, he's gonna get whooped by any of the other 3 champions. Pitbull's gonna get whooped, but to Rolly itself, I know everybody been dogging the young man, and he's look, this is a guy who had no business to be in the position he was in with the very limited skills he has. So on an individual status, this is a success story, bro. This man has been in 3 pay-per-views. He became world champion.
But for real, it seems like Tank is the only one that can make him want to take that big fight. Because in reality, like you said, Barroso, maybe somebody else we don't know, but like that Tank payday is the only payday that, unless Eddie wants to just go wild and just drop it for Devin or for Subiel. If he's smart, he'll drop it for Subiel.
For what?
Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Mills from Mill City Boxing, home of the high level pro boxing media, the Fighters Channel, the Trainers Channel, the People's Channel. What is going on? What is going on? Boxing talk. We got the phone lines are now available. Tap in, tap in. You already know Instagram only gives you that 1 hour. Salute to the panel. Salute to everybody on the live as well. Salute. Salute to all the members of Mill City Boxing. Salute to y'all. It's y'all that are the ones that really make this channel grow. Y'all the ones that really get me up in the morning to come up and do this real talk. So salute to y'all and all the subscribers as well. You guys definitely help the channel a tremendous amount. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys go out and subscribe to the channel. We are up to 22,000 subscribers and we're on our way to 23,000 by next week. So help us get to our goal. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. We got Claymore Rain, one of the members of Mill City Boxing, tapping in right now. What's going on? You already know, man. It gives us an hour. And now we back for another one.
For sure, man.
How's it out?
Isak Cruz. So right now, his next fight looks like it's going to be Ismail, right? It's going to be Ismail Barroso, more than likely. It's going to be Ismail Barroso. right?
Yeah.
Right. So now, how do you guys got that fight going? By the way, you got Isak handling that business, or you think the old man gonna give him some of that old man strength? Strength.
You know, there's stuff about that old man that he got a lot of game, that stuff that Isak Cruz don't got. One thing that I will say that Isak Cruz do got is the fundamentals of, keeping it real tight. You know what I'm saying? Barroso got some dope punches, and he's kind of awkward. He do got the power to really put down Pitbull Cruz, but I think the explosion. If Pitbull Cruz can push him backwards, you got Barroso that is going to probably win the fight. But Pitbull Cruz looks like he's the stronger guy. Um, so I think that he probably be the younger guy, the one that throws more punches in the fight. He probably get the fight. That's a bloodbath though,
Right.
and that fight is not a long fight. I think that's a short fight. I don't think that fight passes 5 rounds. Smash the like button, another caller. What's going on, Troy?
What's good? We just is that old cat that everybody be talking about to be punching?
Yeah, the one who beat up on Rolly that
Yeah,
time.
Pitbull to stop him. Pitbull to stop him, bro. That's not.
He
Right.
should. He should. But anything can happen in boxing.
What y'all feel about
all this? Just how young Pitbull is and how explosive he is. He'll stop, dude, for real. And if you don't have power, I was watching some of the highlights of the tank scrap. Like, Pitbull is hard to fight because he's technically sound with the high guard. And he catches and counters. If you watch his style, he has a catch and counter style. Every time Rolly touches his gloves, he answers with a hook. Yes, he could shorten up the hooks, but those hooks, if you don't have defense, will catch you and put you to bed. Pitbull is a hard fight for anybody because he has a good, solid defense in the high guard, and he has a catch and counter style. He just needs to shorten up the hooks. Pitbull should go see Mike Tyson for some work.
Big
Because
fact.
all he missing is a jab.
But it's a good. I want to say it's a positive and a negative though. Like he need a jab, but he don't need a jab to the point where he start taking himself out of position. Cause like like he's smaller, so when he having a jab can leave you exposed to other stuff.
I think to be honest with you, I think the opposite. I think jab is the safest punch you could throw in boxing.
I know it's definitely the safest punch you could throw in boxing, but I think with his height and at that weight class, he definitely need one. But I think it's you gotta find a balance between it. You can't overt.
Yeah, I mean, too much of anything could be bad. But if you want to have a problem, have a jab that don't stop.
Yeah, because your jab could give you better timing on your lead hook too.
Set up combinations, all type of stuff.
It's only going to do good stuff. You look at Devin Haney and his jab and the amount of issues that he was able to escape because of that jab, the amount of times he was able to use that jab to give him the time he needed to recover from something or to get out of trouble. It's just you can't go bad with the jab, bro. Like the jab is just more jab the better. The more
So in that same sentence, I've seen Haney have to get his taken away and have to use something else in the bag.
Right, but they had to take it away.
They had to take it away.
I mean, well, Loma was taking it. Loma was a mover, so they did have to take it away, but he took it away.
It's not just the moving aspect. It's more of the how he explodes from spot to spot, and he's a southpaw. So the southpaw angle really is what's messing it up. But with southpaw and good feet, now you're taking some of the better attributes that Devin Haney has, and you're going the other opponent, which is Loma, has those attributes covered. So it neutralizes what he has to do. So the only thing he could do was what you got to see. a lot of people are superly impressed. I believe that was detrimental to even win the fight.
Did my man say he bent that knee forward?
Nah, Troy. I think he just just got messed up. Like I think he messed up on saying that. Am I right, Dream?
Wait, what'd you say?
You messed up on the jab situation.
Saying that don't make him jab too much or don't.
Because Troy's about to eat you up now. Troy's about to eat you up right now.
No, don't. Yeah, exactly, Bill. Right? Like,
I already seen that shit. I said, whoa.
Be like, yo, what you meant to say was, but I mean, stand on your business. No, bro.
Obviously, every boxer need a jab in their arsenal. It's a good thing to have. But I'm saying, it's different foundations and different levels of the jab. It's I like Shakur and Bevo. To me, them two in the sport of boxing right now have 3-dimensional jabs. They got all the and Devin probably do too. They got all dimensions of their jab, so they jab switching levels. They jab into their combinations. They jab set up a lot of other stuff. So it's not a bad thing to have. But I'm saying for Pitbull, Cruz size at that weight class.
Let me stop you right there too before Troy goes and cuts you up again. Because when you said 3 levels of jab, there's way more than 3.
Fix your face, Troy.
I'm gonna help it out, yo. I'm gonna look. So there's not 3 levels of jab at all. Huh?
I don't take criticism bad, so
we good.
Nah, so Troy, take it easy.
I'm a clown, so.
Because
I got my man Lorenzo here too, and if he heard that shit, it's about to go down. Matter of fact, yo.
I'm gonna just say it like this: what made Mike Tyson a detriment to his own self is when he put the jab in his pocket. What made Maidana better is when Robert Garcia gave him a jab against Floyd.
That's right.
As explosive as Pitbull is, it don't matter how short or tall you is. You have to know how to use head movement with the jab. You cannot set up a hook without a jab. That's why they call it hooking off the jab.
Right.
So he should definitely learn how to use a triple and double jab. The jab he should know how to use, according to his style, will be the spear jab. Just like Tyson used it. Coming in, moving your head, throwing hard spear jabs up and down, changing levels. Changing levels come to do with when you go from how you bend your knees while you're jabbing. If he does that, he will be 90% better against any fighter because it will make other fighters put their attributes away because he's coming in so quick with the jab, knowing how to use it with the high guard. It's no different. Listen, if he was right-handed, I'm not saying he'd be winky right, but he fights out of a peekaboo style with the high guard. If he just added a simple jab with that, I'm telling you, man, Pitbull will be a real problem, bro. That's it.
Pitbull is a problem. Pitbull is a real problem right now.
Like, for him to be a champion without all the fundamental attributes shows you he's mastered his style. For example, my man Kareem Mayfield out here in the Bay.
My bro right there.
Very awkward style, but he mastered it and was able to do things with it. That's all you got to do. You have to add the jabs in there.
Lorenzo Boxing Gym, what's going on? New caller coming in, another member of Mill City Boxing. What's going on, Lorenzo? You know I had to tap you in, Lorenzo, because I know you like to bump. Well, you know, I got a guy right here, Troy, that like to bump too. So talk to me. Let's get into the topics of this week. What you guys think about the Fundora fight? Háblame claro, no me hable.
All right. Well, I'll start out right quick, just because I ain't got much time. That I believe that Tim Tszyu's team failed him wholeheartedly. I felt that Tim Tszyu.
Why you talking so low, bro?
My My bad. I'm trying not to be too loud because of my car. Tszyu would have won the fight. I feel that Tim's team failed him. I felt that early on he caught his rhythm. He was throwing stiff jabs. He found his timing. But then that abrasion on top of his head was detrimental to the fight. I do think that it should have went to no contest and did the rematch. I think that was the inadequacy of his corner. I mean, we have many analysts and experts in regards to the boxing game saying that his team failed him, and I do concur that they failed him substantially. I don't think that the 6'6" fighter has what it takes. I think that he shouldn't have even had the privilege of fighting after getting knocked the fuck out. Just like Earl Spence stepping in the ring afterward, I think that was a dumb thing to do after you just get knocked out. You don't deserve a shot at the title. There were many others deserve to be in that welterweight contention. Other than that 6'6", pretty much
junior middle.
Yeah, junior middleweight.
I hear you. You checked out the Stitch interview?
Oh yeah, I did 100%. Even Stitch said that his team failed him. It should have just went to no contest. He should have pulled them out of it. But that's what cost him the fight. It wasn't the fact that Fundora was throwing massive jabs. The only reason why his jabs was landing was because Tim was blind. That was it. Let's just keep it a bean. Let's keep it all the way 100. Tim was only getting
no.
That's how I know for a fact you know nothing of boxing, because the man was blind. He had profusely amount of red blood in his face, messing up his vision, and he could not be able to time the jab with blood in his eyes, trying to see while being aware, looking for a major punch. So if I'm sitting there spraying blood in your face every second, you're telling me that you're gonna have vision to be able to prevent getting hit from the jab? That's a monstrosity, man. Don't insult my intelligence.
By the way,
I'm gonna tell you who failed somebody in that fight.
PBC.
Tszyu failed himself.
Oh,
See the boss in there. Tszyu is the boss. That's why when they call you to the ring, to the middle of the ring, they say, I need you and your chief second. He should have said, hey, bro, I can't see. Stop the fight because it'll go to a no contest. It's up to the fighter at all times to know all the rules of boxing and you to actually tell your corner what you want them to do. And on top of that,
I disagree. I think the fighter's going to fight.
That's exactly how it works as a professional.
That's not.
No, that's exactly how it works when you're professional boxing and you get cut. If you feel like you can't see, then you tell your corner, hey, listen, I can't see. It's not even went to the 4th round. There'll be a no contest. We need to stop the fight because I can't see. You don't leave it up to your corner because you're the boss. See, I boxed and I was the boss. If I didn't feel something, I'm letting my corner know, hey, no, dude doing this. Hey, where the cut man? Cut man, get on the ref. I'm controlling this. And then on top of that,
you must have just stuck to amateurs.
On top, I was a pro, so I do what I want in the pros. I'm the boss in the pros. I'm first. The chief second is my man's. He watching it over, but I'm telling people what to do.
Wait. Can I tap in right quick to say this, right? There's a scenario where, you have some boxers who could do that, right? Like a boxer can say that. Like if a boxer says, I have blood in my eyes, I can't continue, I don't see the corner being like, I ain't trying to hear none of that, bro. Keep fighting. It happens, but it shouldn't. But at the end of the day, I think a boxer's first priority is he's a warrior and he's going to want to fight. And if he can, he's going to try, and he's going to try to make something out of it. So you got to have somebody in that corner who that boxer has faith in, who can pull the trigger sometimes for the boxer on the boxer's behalf to be like, we're not doing this. We're going to move in another direction. We're going to go with this no contest. I hear you, champ. I know you want to step in this ring. I know you want to get this work. You don't want to let this opportunity go, but trust me, the opportunity's not going to go nowhere. We're going to get the rematch. I need you to take my word on it. Sit back. I got this. And throw that towel in, even though the boxer is feeling some kind of way about it. That's what
I'm gonna piggyback off of what you just said. I truly believe that the fighter does have a say-so in his career in regards to leading up to the fight. But in the fight, I do believe that he does not hold any merit in regards to
whether he can continue or not, other than if his life is in jeopardy, right? Now, the reason being is because what a lot of people tend to forget is that the coach at all times is the head of the head. They're always the leader. No, he's 1,000%. 1,000%. Then you must not know boxing truly, because the coach is the one that conducts everything in there. The reason being is because he can make a sound decision because he's not emotionally invested in the fight at that moment the way the fighter is. Because the fighter is going to go out on his shield regardless. The fighter trains to fight, so he wants to perform. He knows that this is what he wants to do. Once you take him off of his leash and he's fighting, he can't properly think. So at that moment, the people that are in his corner have no judgment for him. 1,000%. If anyone asks a fighter when they're in the ring, can they continue? Automatically, their pride is going to be like, yo, I can continue no matter what. Their arm could be broken.
And that's the problem.
Hold on 1 second, Lorenzo. While you continue, I got my man Dion saying the fighter don't get fired.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, there is no, dog. If I'm not feeling the way, hey, bro, I'm about to go out of here.
Yeah, but I think you're misconstruing what we're saying, right? Like, I think you're.
No, I'm not.
Like, well, I'm gonna just put some perspective on it, just to say that if the fighter doesn't want to fight, yeah, he can stop the fight. It's up to him. It's his health. But when it comes to arguing as to whether or not this blood that's coming down, clearly blinding you, clearly being an issue in the fight, it won't be crazy if the fighter is still petitioning to keep the fight going, because, like Tszyu might have done in this fight. Do you guys remember when he was in the corner? His coach said, "Would you like to see the cut?" And what did Tim say? "No, I want to continue." Right. So that's at that point, verbatim what was stated in the 6th round. Right. Exactly. So at that point, it's up to the trainer. Sometimes it comes up to the trainer to put his foot down and say, for your own benefit. That's why the trainer has the white towel, right? Sometimes a fighter just wants to keep on fighting, but it's not beneficial to him. You pay him.
It just still don't matter because the referee can kick the white towel out the ring if the fighter
they can't. No, they can't. No, they can't.
That can happen.
It can happen, bro.
Nah, that's cap. That's cap, Troy.
Nah, bro. You must be watching
Arthur McCanty Jr. literally threw a towel out the ring, bro.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Are you telling me I didn't see that? Yes, somebody threw in a towel. Well, Arthur McCanty Jr. was in the ring and he threw that bitch out and said, "No, I controlled it."
Was he in
It's going to keep working, bro. You can look that shit up. Do y'all not know the Queensberry rules?
I ain't know that part of the rules. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't know.
Yeah, the referee can decide the circuit.
I ain't no referee can make somebody fight.
Your corner
throws in the towel, it's done.
That's not for every situation. Do I need to pull up the tube?
If that happens and you're suing the entire commission.
Right. No, it don't work like that.
It does, brother. I don't know.
No, it doesn't, my nigga. I'm telling you, it don't work like that, my nigga.
You gotta get a referee on the show. We need a referee to get.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I can pull up a video on YouTube of Arthur McCanty Jr. Somebody trying to throw a towel in the ring, and Arthur McCanty was like, "No, I'm gonna get this man his chance."
What about did the referee throw it away?
Yes. His name is Arthur. Ain't that nigga from New York? Arthur McCanty Jr.
That motherfucker still refereeing?
Arthur McCanty Jr. Not senior.
All right, but I don't know who threw the towel in. If it was the
somebody threw a towel in the ring and the referee grabbed it, threw that bitch out.
Was it a fan? I mean, I'm just
saying. I'm done. I yield because y'all niggas are saying other shit. I'm telling you, y'all just fucking now.
You could say whoever you wanted. You could have said it was Jesus Christ the Messiah, but that doesn't mean that is facts.
It's on YouTube. You know what?
All right, so here we're gonna hold. All right, so this is it. I'm gonna give it to you. Listen. I'm not saying you're wrong. I can say you're correct, but if that's probably 1 in a million chance ever of happening. If the corner throws in the corner, man, the towel is a wrap, right? So yes, there may be
Fuck it. Let's get back to the point.
Right.
Okay.
So the point was that I believe that Tszyu did not feel himself. I felt that he went in there to be a warrior, and that his team felt him because they are from the outside perspective looking in, and they have to make sure that there's a calculated risk. They didn't even know how to deal with the cut, like Stitch said, so they were uninformed. It was just a underdeveloped, not mature team. They lacked that. They were on a big stage in America. He wanted to make history by being able to be a champion in Vegas, coming over the pond. You feel me? He didn't want to travel all the way across the pond just to get his fight set for a rematch. There was many variables that kept them in the fight, but I do believe that they should have went to no contest prior to the fourth.
Yes, I agree. Because they had enough time for it.
Yeah, enough.
I get it.
And it's not no downplay to anybody else, man. You seem like a knowledgeable person, but I do believe that the blood did play a factor, and the amount of fluidity and punches that the other individual was throwing at Tim's face. Because if you're blinded by something,
it was a jab.
You're right.
It was a jab, my nigga. Because I did a film study on it. And when Fundora was, it don't matter, he was going to bust his ass up anyway, because Tszyu don't have good hand movement coming forward. So it doesn't matter. Fundora 6'6", he was going to use his jab. The moment he decides to use his jab on any fighter, makes him the best fighter in boxing, period. No. Facts. No. Because you can't get past the 6'6" jab. It'll be hard for
So is it possible that you both could be right?
No. Can we go? There's only one in the same space? Yeah. Let's not negate the fact of the rounds prior to getting cut. Let's just not negate that. That's factual. The jab was non-existent, and Tim caught his timing and was landing major right hands.
We got Dion on the building. What's going on, Dion? Welcome to the channel, man. You back. It's been a minute, man.
I know, right?
Talk to me.
Now, y'all, the thing is, y'all both was arguing something different. Like he was saying, like what Homeboy was saying was right, and what the other two guys were saying was right. Y'all both was right, but y'all both arguing two different topics.
I agree with you.
Like, of course, the fighter is in charge. The fighter is the boss. He the one do everything.
Mm-hmm.
The fighter gives the coach, the trainers, and whoever the key to be in charge at the moment of training him. But at the end of the day, the fighter could say, "No, I don't want to fight no more." Throwing the towel. Not throwing the towel. I don't know why he said throwing the towel. You throwing the towel, you automatically lose.
Yeah, I seen you say that. Someone said that?
Yeah, I said that. I was just trying to talk fast so I can get my thoughts in. But what I was really just trying to highlight is what he's saying right now.
Yeah, get the referee's attention. Let's get the referee. Let's get the doctor. Let's get them together.
Not only that though, but if the team, if anyone has been in the ring or worked the corner, I'm just telling you from firsthand. They tell us prior to us walking out, the commission makes it clear, and medical makes it clear, that if the fighter wants to continue, and the coaches decide unilaterally what medical, that the fight should not proceed, the fighter has no say-so. None. Before you step out to any fight, the commission's there with you. The commission's there with you with medical, and they say, listen, if it's detrimental to your health, you hear me? Or it prohibits the fucking show from continuing, then we're gonna stop the fight.
I get that part, but this is another thing that you trying to not mention.
No, I'm not trying to be correct. I'm just stating facts. I don't care about being right or wrong.
Okay, but at the same time, you, like I said, you give your coaches and your trainers the key to speak for you, right? Because the referee come up to the fighter. Or is you okay? He don't come up to the corner and be like, "Are you okay? Or you want to continue fighting?" He come up to the fighter, like you said.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you a quick example. I used to own nightclubs, right? And I could own a nightclub and I could hire a manager, but the manager's got to make the best decision to make sure that my liquor license is safe. So that being said, translate that to boxing.
No, all right. Watch this. I'm gonna prove to you guys right now how much lack of control
fighter doesn't have. All right. First and foremost, he doesn't have that much control due to the fact that he's probably signed to a promotional company, which has dictatorship, okay? Second, he has the manager, right, that has influence. Then he has coaching. He has about 25% control over his entire fucking estate, all right? Maybe 33% of it. The reason being is because the fighter is the fighter. Yes, they have a right to deny a fight or to continue to stay in the fight, but we know logically that the fighter truly is not that in control, because if they were, then they would get their own damn fights without a promoter. They would train them damn selves. They would be their own damn cut, man. So let's not sit here and try to say that the fighter's in control of everything, because they're not.
Yo, you sounded crazy right there, Lorenzo.
No, I'm being dead ass serious. You guys are talking about you're telling me that the fighter could look at me in the corner, or Earl Spence could look at Derek James in a fight and say, "Hey, man, I want to continue this fight." Yes. No. Yes. If Derek James
They have to have communication to make that decision.
If Derek James wants to call the fight, he can call the fight, and he can trump what he has to say. No, I give you that. But you, this is what you're doing, Rizzo. You saying stuff that could go both ways, because at the end of the day, you trust the coach, the cornerman, everybody for your well-being. That's what you're doing. So, but at the end of the day, you really make the call.
Not Troy. Everybody fought here, but I don't know about Claremore, but we all fought.
Listen, I didn't fight. But let me tap in to say this. Right? Once the fighter hires everybody and puts everybody in position, at that point, the fighter has given permission to everybody around him to play their proper role in the game. When the fight starts, the people who he hired I agree, because I'm going to say it like this. The fighter has empowered everybody. You're right. But once they have the power inside that ring, he signed off to give them the power of authority over them to make a decision on his behalf, even if he doesn't have the ability to make it. Exactly. Now, that's what I'm... Thank you for coming at that. Ain't nobody arguing that. But you're arguing the fact that you saying no, wait, family. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is he's speaking specifically about during the fight. Yeah, during the fight. He's talking about during the fight, he has the power. Yes, at 36 minutes of that fight, the trainer or whoever has the power of attorney has the right to trump the fighter. If not, it's going to end up like Apollo and Rocky. You get what I'm saying? So Rocky could have pulled the trigger, but Apollo said, no, let me go out on my shield. But if we let every fighter go out on the shield, then we're going to have so many more deaths, so many more paraplegics, so many more Muhammad Alis. So someone has to have power of attorney. That's all I'm saying. Yes, the fighter outside of those 36 minutes has control of their life. But at that specific moment, you empowered me and entrusted me to make sound judgment for you, because right now the only thing you're thinking about is war. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but we ain't nobody arguing that though. We arguing. Yeah, he was. That was what the argument was. No, the argument was full control. Y'all said that the fighter in the ring. No, in the ring. No, so you saying the fighter has no control right here in the ring? He can't. Like he has control, but he has control. Hold on.
Put it like this, Dion. When's the last time you seen this though? Right? The coach throwing the towel. The fighter say, no. Fuck what he said.
This is what we're doing. We making it personal. We were talking about Tszyu.
Mm-hmm.
The guy said Tszyu was the reason why he lost that fight. What the fuck he said? So y'all get the corner. He said the corner. He said right. The corner. He said right. Tszyu. He said Tszyu to the toe. The other guy, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the whole thing. That's what I'm talking about. Both of y'all was right. That's what I'm arguing about. Both of y'all was right, and it just went left on the subject. Yeah, my apologies if it went left on my end, because I wasn't trying to say that the gentleman was incorrect. I was just trying to say, in this circumstance, my perception that his team failed him, because I do believe that even if it went to the cards after the fourth or the fifth round, it still would have went in Tim's decision.
So Lorenzo, say you're sorry to Troy because you said that he didn't know nothing about boxing. That's messed up.
No, I don't know nothing about boxing.
Damn, so you can't say sorry.
I don't understand why people say that. I think that's the most fucked up shit there is. Because I feel like this: when a person is sitting there and they're speaking facts about one thing that may have transpired in a million events, that's preposterous. You can't negate the fact that when
Kenny Porter wanted to throw the towel in with Sean Porter. Sean Porter couldn't veto him. That's what transpired. You get what I'm saying? When people wave the white flag, it waves the white flag. You're trying to argue something that's irrefutable. If I'm in the fighter, I fought for 19 years. I coached for 11 years now. If I ever throw in that towel or my coach wanted to throw in the towel on me, I'm done. Yes, you could fire me, but I'm done. The fight's over. And he was trying to say that there's no way that a referee could kick the towel out and say you guys are going to continue.
Now you're talking about
fighter shit is this?
But he still was saying some other shit that was true. You can't just say
no, he did. I'm
So-
talking about that specific moment.
But now let Dion cook on it. And Claymore, go ahead. Speak upon it because
What I think happened is, and shout out to Troy, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a very knowledgeable dude. I've heard him do a lot of great breakdowns that I admire on his channel. But I think sometimes when an argument starts, you start becoming more focused on winning the argument than just using the ability to meet somewhere in the middle. Be like, yes, to a degree, here's where you are at with it, but at the same time, where I'm at with it, and let's meet in the middle, and both of us can coexist in the same space. But when it comes to a competitive thing, sometimes it gets extreme, right? So now he's going to pull out one thing that happened out of a million fights and show how the fighter is the one who runs the show. And the reality is, I already agreed with him earlier in the conversation, if you heard, and I said, yes, the fighter is the boss. He hires the coach. He agrees to the manager. But once you get inside that ring, it's the same thing as hiring a lawyer or something. You know what I mean? I'm giving you power of authority to a degree over me once I've hired you to represent me and to make certain decisions that are going to benefit me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? Same thing with a doctor. Like, if you're going to get surgery, you sign a paper saying you got to be passed out, bro. And I'm about to do stuff on you. And I need you to sign a power of authority saying that if you can't make a decision, who are you going to have in this room that's going to pull the trigger on me, pulling the plug on you, or keeping you alive, or do I need to, you know what I'm saying? It gets to a point where power is handed over to somebody, and in the boxing ring, inside that ring, that happens.
That's why in the beginning I said 50-50. Both of y'all was right, but then y'all start arguing about different shit.
Okay, can I ask one question?
To make somebody wrong.
Can I just ask a question?
Go ahead.
All right. First, I'm going to say the statement. The other gentleman, man, first and foremost, he is a knowledgeable dude. I wasn't trying to argue to be correct. I was just trying to argue the relevance. And then my question is, do you genuinely believe that the fighter currently inside the ring that wants his get back or wants the belt or wants to become victorious has the sensibility to make sound judgment based off of a cut or an injury at that moment? Or do you believe that he's too caught up in the moment that he can assess and make the proper analytical decision? Or do you believe that it should be in the merit of the manager or the coach or whoever's in the corner?
I agree with, but this is what I'm saying, Lorenzo.
Don't argue, don't agree, and then rebuttal it. Do you agree, yes or no, that it should be in the power of the coach or the fighter? And do you think that they're sensible enough, the fighter, to make the decision, or it's the coach because they're from the third person perspective?
No, I agree. I think it should be up to the people, like the other guy was saying, the person you left the power of attorney to, which is the manager, the coaches, whoever. Because, like I said, that both the corner and Tszyu pride got in the way of that fight. Don't nobody want to say we gonna give up. Don't nobody want to think logically and be like, look, we could get it another time. But today is not the day. So
it could be pride or it could be stupidity of not having a person that has knowledge. That because in reality, listen, we gotta keep it 100 because now it's time for me to talk. So check it. Like at the end of the day, yes, it's the fighter's fault because at the end of the day, you hired that individual to make the call. So you're retarded, Tszyu. If you watching this, you're retarded. You had Stitch there and you could have used them. That was retarded. $15,000-$20,000. Spend it. You're making millions. Point blank.
So you think that the fighter is the dumb one instead of holding the coaches accountable? That's preposterous, man.
You know why? Because, yo, bro, you gotta hire somebody for your best interest, and if you're not knowledgeable to know that that person is there for your best interest, then who are you as a fighter? Because we talk about this being a one-man sport, but in reality, it is a team sport.
All right, I gotta ask you.
And yesterday, and this weekend is a epitome of what just happened. If you had a team, you would have won.
All right, watch this. I'm gonna ask all three of you gentlemen a question right now. Since you guys know boxing so well, I want you to name specifically Mill City. All right, you're a coach. I want you to name 5 essential things that the cut man needs. I need you to tell me and name all of those things and what they need to do that the cut transpires, how to do it. Go ahead. You're a coach.
So check this.
That's the mill, because I'm just gonna go get it out the way right quick to say, I don't know, bro. Go ahead.
Right. So check this out. So check this out. As a coach, I don't need to know about a cut man unless I have a cut man. Now, if I have a cut man,
Watch this. That's the reason why fighters, if they hire a cut man or they hire a coach, they're hoping that they know what the hell they're doing. A fighter doesn't know every damn thing that a cut man needs to do.
Exactly. So my point is right. I hire a cut man.
Then how can it be Tim Tszyu's fault? If he hires a professional, that's his profession.
Don't use a boxing coach to do your cuts. Use a cut man.
He's assuming that the guy knows what he does.
There it is. That's the key word. You used it. You said it. Assuming. There it is.
Yeah, but if you're hiring a man that's a cut man, right? If you're hiring a man,
how do I know he's a cut man?
How do you know that he wasn't?
How do I know? I don't know. Panda was being a cut man for Vila the other day on Friday. He's not a cut man.
I mean, we could argue this till we're black and blue in the face, and I'm telling you.
No, because you came at me and said, you're a coach, and what are the 5 essentials you need? And in reality, what I need is to hire. I need one essential. I need to make the phone call to the right guy.
Can I do a commercial real quick?
Handle.
When the stats came out, Real Deal Boxing Gym, #1 gym in the country. Go ahead.
Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. But nevertheless, but now that you asked that question, Lorenzo, now why don't you go out and answer your own question?
All right, cool. You need 6-inch cotton swab. You need adrenaline 101. That's what you do need. What you need is your ice pack. What you do need is additional cotton swab. What you need is butterfly stitch, okay? On top of that, what else you need is you need your applicable water. You need your towels. You need multiple towels. You need your essentials. You need your gloves. You need your Vaseline. You need to be able to understand how to apply the pressure, whether it's on the roofing of the cut or on the lip of the cut. You need to know that you can't apply the pressure directly to the cut, that you have to press around the surroundings. That when you do press on it, what you do is that you do not seal the cut directly. What you do is you stop it from the vessels that are around the cut, okay? And then you don't.
Oh, you learned something from the stitch interview. Okay, I see you.
Because I study these shit, man. I don't want to fail my fighters. You get what I'm saying? I want to be able to tell at some point in time as a coach, I want to be able to know all the rules and regulations so that I can play the running back or I can play the quarterback or the receiver if need be. Now, am I a cut man? No, but I do understand the essentials. And I know that a lot of fighters don't know the essentials. So when they hire someone, they're entrusting that coach or that position is going to be able to play. So it's not.
But on some real shit, Lorenzo, you missed on the ointment that you're supposed to put before you put on the Vaseline. Now that I watched it, I'm the one that conducted the interview, so now I know a little something.
I'm just going off the top of my head. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that a lot of fighters won't be like, a lot of fighters. No, I was talking about just understanding the differences between butterfly stitching, cross stitching, stuff like that. In regards to it, growing up, a lot of times medical wouldn't do it. Your own coach would do the stitch afterwards for you. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't have the money, yeah. Like if you're doing 4-6 rounders and shit, yeah, I hear you. You ain't gonna use a stitch if you don't know him, if he doesn't personally know you.
Exactly. So that's the reason. That's what I was referring to, viewers. What I'm saying is that I think fighters need to educate themselves in regards to everything. You get what I'm saying? So that they can properly interview these people.
Mm-hmm.
But if a person is hired by your team, that doesn't mean you failed them.
the people that you entrusted had failed you. Because your number one priority is, you're not, all right, okay, then watch this. How come if the fighters are so know-all, be-all, right? I'm a coach favor fighter. And a lot of people don't like that because I'm a fighter's friends as well as their coaches. And people hate that shit. But I kick it with my fighters. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I tell my fighters, listen, how the hell are you going to hire an attorney to read paperwork that your ass should be able to read and understand yourself?
Yep.
Because they're going to dupe you more than anybody else. So
Yep.
people talk about, oh, I hired this attorney to do this. Oh, I'm going to hire a financial advisor. So how do you know if the financial advisor is duping you or not? You're not so much in control because you put your finances in someone else's control. You put your career in someone else's nutritional plan. You put your career in somebody else's hands for strength and conditioning. You put your life in my hands for coaching. You put your life in somebody else's hands for a cut man. So promotional, you know what I'm saying, purposes. You done gave your life away to 6 different people, but yet you don't know anything in regards to any of that. So how much power do they truly have? I always say this, that the boxing game is a pimp and hoe game. You feel me? So for me, it's like this. They could be the baddest on the block, but if they don't know what they're doing, then they're just going to send them on a blade just like the next one. So when they say that the fighter's truly in control, how much control do you really have when you can't digest that paperwork, you can't articulate yourself, you can't comprehend it, you can't set up your own fight, you can't finance your own career, you can't train yourself. So how much control do you really have, buddy?
Renzo, I like how Lorenzo put the buddy on the back end of it.
Rizzo is a very technical person. Like very much technical to a T. Technical to a T.
He'll make sure to make sure he dots his I's, crosses his T's, and let him know that, you know what I'm saying makes sense. And I'm not saying what you don't make sense, but let me let you know something, Papa. My shit makes sense.
What Rizzo is doing is pretty much breaking down to what a lot of these fighters should have did years ago when they put they livelihood in the other people's hands. Don King, Mike Tyson, and get fucked at the end of the day. He want his students to be, knowledgeable, to know not to get fucked or when they're being fucked, and making sure you put yourself in a better position than to put yourself in position to other people. I get that shit.
Factual, because I believe you'll spend $50,000 on the bus down, but you won't spend $50,000 on a course in order to be able to educate yourself. You'll sit there and you'll put 22-inch rims on a car or something like that, or you'll throw money at a stripper, but you won't throw money at a university to teach you finances right quick. You won't take an online course. If you believe that you're a product, if you believe that you are an LLC, if you believe that you are a business in itself, then treat yourself as such. Don't sit there and rely on other people. Become educated, and then that you can ask proper questions and you can analyze the people around you. That's all I'm saying. How much control do you really have if you don't know nothing about nothing?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, what I'm hearing is this is a team sport, and sometimes in boxing, people like to think of it as not a team sport because there's only 2 people in the ring and they don't acknowledge everybody outside the ring. And sometimes accountability doesn't go to where it needs to go to because everybody wants to put everything on the boxers, but there's a team there and everybody has a position and everybody's been assigned a responsibility. And when certain things happen, accountability should be pointed in the right direction, not to point fingers, but how will you get better and how do you fix the issue if you don't know what the issue really is, if the issue can only be on one person's shoulders, which is the boxer.
That's what we do. That's what we do every fight. Every last fight, we do that. Who lost that fight? That's what we say after every fight. Who lost that fight? Then you'll hear the corner, the fighter, the one who won a fight. And that be the problem. Like we put so much pressure on these fighters of why they lost the fight. Sometimes you just got your ass whooped.
Yeah, right? Because if you think about it, look at Chris Colbert. He didn't listen to his corner. He didn't listen to Sosa, right? And then what happened? I know, check me out. I got this. Next round. And then he gets knocked the fuck out the next round.
Whippy. Sleepy.
Yeah, so for me, I feel like it is a team sport. I do believe that everyone plays their role. And I think that the more informed and educated a fighter is, the better judgment he can place people in his life. And they can make sound decisions. Because guess what? The fighter may get all of the recognition. And guess what? You guys will watch Tank run, or you guys will watch Access and and blood, sweat, and tears, and you'll see Devin Haney and all that. But one thing that they don't do is they don't give the recognition to the coaches or the people that are also there with him while he's training. They don't give the acknowledgement to the nutrition person. You get what I'm saying? And then when they lose, then they say, okay, cool, I just want to fire the coach and I want to move on. Look at what Earl Spence did. Now he don't even want to pay Derrick James. You feel me? But
damn.
Everything was cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a team sport, man. Everybody has their role to play, and it's up to the fighter at the end of the day to execute and manifest everything that they came together with. And when it comes to a situation like Tszyu, that corner was the one that lost that fight for that man. You know what I'm saying? That man fought in the ring. That man did his job in the ring. He was a fighter. He was a fighter, and he fought all the way to the end. But that corner failed him and not having his back in the proper way.
Factual, and I believe that Tszyu did not fail himself. I feel that his team failed him.
Right. Exactly.
And that's my stance personally on it. It's not nothing against Tim. I think that he wasn't sound enough to make the proper judgment, but I believe that you become who you associate yourself with. So if you're around a lack of know-how people, then you're going to make a lot of dumb decisions.
But check this out. Check this out. You learn from experience. So now coming into the rematch, if we see the same people here.
Other people's experience.
Well, you should learn from other people's experience.
Yeah, but that don't really. Yeah, you're right, Clay. That don't really happen. You don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
People like to bump their own head for some reason.
Yeah. My kids, I don't care how much I tell them fire burn, bro. Eventually, ain't nothing like when that fire burn them. For them to realize, yeah, you see, that's when that credibility.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys a gem really quick, and I really don't like doing this shit for free, but I'm gonna just do it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Every fighter, because I should be getting paid for this shit. But listen.
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna keep it a beam with y'all. I want people that are fighters and coaches. I want you guys to take a page out of my book. All right, I'm writing a book. It's a 15-round book, 15 chapters. Eventually, when I release, you guys will go buy it. But this is in one of the chapters. I want the fighters and I want the coaches to not just practice and train the fighter how to jab, how to counter, how to split the jab. I want you to teach the fighter how to get up from a knockdown. I want you to role play continuously what happens if he were to get cut. I want you to practice the corner. I want you to go for multiple rounds and practice how fast you're going to get the stool up, how you're going to water him, how you're going to cool him down, how you're going to act if there is a cut above the eye or the head, or, you know what I'm saying, if it's a broken hand, how do you tend to it? I want you guys to practice those things as well. Don't just practice sparring. Practice working the corner. Practice spinning, getting dizzy in the middle of the ring. You get what I'm saying? Fall down and learn how to get up. I want you to practice drills that you don't normally practice. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I know what drill you're talking about.
Yeah. Be dizzy continuously. And then learn how to focus in when you're dizzy. Learn how to practice missing. Throw a 3-piece, a 1-2, and then miss the hook. Miss the hook on purpose so that you could be off balance. Practice missing. Practice going back to the corner, not being sensible. You get what I'm saying? Practice that communication. Just the way NASCAR goes back and they have to change the tires hella fast, that's how your corner should be ran. I'm just saying, that's a gym that I do in my gym, and I'm passing that on to y'all because a lot of y'all do not know how to react, nor do your corner knows how to react when shit gets ugly. And these are situational practices that you guys could be role-playing. And it may sound stupid, but it is vital. Look at how Capatillo handled Tyson Fury's cut. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just letting you guys know now that it's okay to practice being dizzy, getting up. So many people, how many fighters can say right now that's on this live, can say that they genuinely practice getting up from the mat after being knocked down?
Right.
How do you respond to a referee?
Shout out to HLD who brought that up a little bit earlier, who literally said the same thing about the speed race and everything like that. Shout out to HLD.
HLD in the building.
But I said it for free. I don't need to get paid for that. I said this is for free. I should get paid for it. We on here right now getting Mildy's views, and he the only one getting chipped out. You feel me? Sure. Come on, sign me in.
Put me in, coach. Put me in. What we doing? What we doing out here?
I feel like this podcast is like I am.
Papi, I don't know English.
Yeah.
Que no sabe English.
Listen, dude. Mill City's platform, Mill City's platform be the littest platform because they be having so much knowledge on here. You know, a lot of these other platforms be a lot of personal opinions and fanager conversations, but on here, there's a lot of times where I just had to sit back and really just taking the information and get the jewels because we're talking to people with hands-on experience on this channel, people who are really in the building, you know what I'm saying, in the ring, in the paint, you know what I'm saying, and this is one of the platforms where you're going to get that from. Honestly, if you really put in perspective of the whole spectrum of platforms that are out there, how many platforms are offering you this kind of information from so many different coaches, fighters, trainers, ex-fighters. That's why you guys look so suspect to me when you freeloaders don't be hitting the like button.
Hit that like.
Not only that, but listen, Coolington 900 said the stupidest thing in the.
Yo, you sounding mad low.
Can you hear me now?
Hell no, what happened?
He's in a basement. Can you hear me?
Yes, way better.
It's connected to my car, my bad. Coolington 900 said, no, I'm going to teach defense so that we won't ever be on the mat. See, you can't train for that.
That's ignorance talking, bro. That's ignorance.
Yeah, that's just ignorance talking. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I just feel like there's so much ignorance and there's so many people that are unqualified to be coaches. There's so many people that are unqualified. Just like Stitch said, there should be a damn course that you take in order to be able to be qualified as a coach. You should put in so many hours to be a cut man. You need certification for it because any Tom, Dick, and Harry can go online and fill out the paperwork and all of a sudden I'm a coach. Look at all these damn mid coaches. You know what I'm saying? None of that shit happens really in the ring and everybody, I'm a coach. You know what I'm saying? I think it's far-fetched. I think it's preposterous. And I think that Tim Tszyu's team failed him, not Tim Tszyu failing himself.
Absolutely. I think I was saying it in the chat earlier where everybody's going back and forth about it. That the fighter's the ultimate say, and no, it's not, man. You when you hire your corner, they are that chief one is the general. You're a soldier. Yes. You are the soldier. And that's the bottom line. He is the general, and he is your eyes and ears. Simple as that. He is the eyes and ears. You did sign a sort of power of attorney once that man is in your corner. Simple as that. Yo, shout out to Ryan Garcia, right? If that's not the biggest issue that everybody talks about him, is his inability to follow instructions. What's his biggest failure? Not listening to his coach, doing what he wants.
Yo, I mean, look, Freeland saved Wilder's life.
Exactly.
Now the guy that God rest his soul that Matias put in the dirt, literally, his coach was begging him. His coach was begging him to stop the fight, and he didn't want to. And because the man did not pull the trigger as the general, he could have saved his life.
Diablo, tú estás hablando de Buddy McGirt.
So no, the fighter, yes, he has a say, but the ultimate say is the general of your corner.
That you hired and put in position.
Yes, it's just the bottom line. That's the way it is. When I got a pitcher on the mound and he's already thrown 140 damn pitches, and I mean, damn, bro, you're gonna blow out your arm. No, coach, I can keep on pitching. No, motherfucker, you done. You done. Give me the ball, sit your ass on the bench. Thank you. Not only that, man. When fighters say, "Oh, I'm in control in the corner and I'm the boss," all right, cool. Then when you come to the corner, get your own damn stool, towel yourself off, drink your own fucking water.
Huépate.
From me.
Huépate.
No, it's that other dude that was on the panel. No, bro. The fighter has a say. Like when you ask him, hey, how you feeling? Are you feeling good? Are you still okay?
That way the coach can make the right decision.
Right. Are you okay? I need so I can make the right decision that needs to be made.
How you doing? Are you okay? You hear that all the time with the good coaches. I want to know how you responding to me. Look, it's not really to say what you're gonna say. He's trying to see how you respond.
Yeah, how's your words come out? Where your eyes look like?
Are you here or are you gone?
Like, you know, when someone like you still want to fight and you know that motherfucker's in your ass, pause. But you're like, and then you say, yeah, like, no, that's not right. No, that's not confidence. Yeah, I want to fight, coach. No.
a pastor used to tell me back in the day, I hear your heart, son. I hear your heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I hear what you want to say. I hear what you're trying to say. But
like Teddy Atlas says, are you ready to go to that place? Are you ready to go to that place? Some people haven't been to that place.
That guy was talking about, that I see that was an anomaly that that ref kicked the towel out or whatever. That's a fucking an anomaly, bro. That's not that's 9.9. That he's at 0.01% of the time that shit happen.
If my fighter cannot continue, I don't give a fuck what it does to him. He can live to fight another day. If the towel don't work, I'm running in the fucking ring and I'm stopping it myself. Because his livelihood, I got to get him back to his family. I got to get him back to his children. I got to let him know that, listen, this motherfucker had your number today, but we're going to run it back eventually. You feel me? But on this day, he was the better man. It is what it is. We got to get back in the lab. We got to reassess things. If you want to let me go, so be it. But I'm going to stop that fucking fight regardless of what it is.
Am I wrong to say that Team Tim Tszyu's corner, they had 2 full rounds to make the decision if they could control this bleed or not?
Yes, they had time.
Before calling it a no contest. They had 2 full rounds?
Right.
Well, they had at least one for sure.
They had a time. The second,
well, it happened the third, so they had 1 round left to make a decision.
But they had 2 minutes. They had the first minute after the second round to see how they're gonna stop.
No, there was remember it happened in the third.
Happened in the third or in the second?
It happened
in the second going into the third.
Right, like right at the end.
And then the third round to the fourth round, that's another minute to decide, can we control this or not? So they had it's not a forever time, but they had ample time to say, this shit looks like it's gonna be, we're not gonna be able to do shit with this and stop the fight. So Tim Tszyu's corner did fail him. The fighter's gonna do what the fighter does. He's a dog. He's there to fight. And the man literally had no excuses. You know what I mean? He's like, the situation is I bit down and I lost because of it. But his corner is the one who had that ultimate decision and they failed him. You know what I mean? Whether it's by pride, which can be stupidity, or it could be just plain stupidity.
I hear you. HLD, I'm going to let Low Nose Boxing cook for the end of this chat. Hablamos. Gracias. Thank you for your presence, man. Always appreciated. Low Nose in the building. He said, yo, Mills, let me cook. Yo sabe cocinar también.
Well, let's see what he got.
Let's see what he got. You right. Low Nose Boxing in the building. What it do? Another member of Mill City Boxing. What's cracking?
Big shout out to my guy Claymore Rain in the building. I was hearing you cook. You was cooking that sofrito. You know what I mean? Talking that boxing talk. I want to piggyback off the live that Punch Drunk made. Shout out to him because I had the same shit in mind. So I did a short video regarding the glamour division in boxing, the new money division in boxing, where the 2 best young fighters in boxing reside. Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney, the top 2 future legends in boxing with the best resume, the best accolades out of the top fabulous 4. Those guys are leading the pack. 140 pounds is lit right now.
No Diddy, baby, because he's sitting there riding. No Diddy.
Huh?
No Diddy.
Yo, did he say that? He's straight riding. He said he's straight riding some dude. Lorenzo's crazy. Oh man, I'm out of here, man. Boxing talk. All right, I'm gonna just let these guys cook for like 2 more seconds, and that's it. I gotta go. I gotta go, man. It's been a pleasure for y'all and with y'all. Alrighty. Phone lines are open again. I'm not waiting for the whole time, but Lorenzo ended. Lorenzo crazy. Lorenzo said, "Yo, he straight riding the shit." Like, I'm like, dang, he cowboying the John. Like, yo, Low Nose, come back, yo, come say some shit. This is some crazy, yo, for real, Low. You heard him, right, Low? Yo, Lorenzo, you wildin'. Low, you heard him, right, Low? Oh, you heard you forgot the shit that he said before the no Diddy.
Lorenzo was like, yo, Diddy in him for sure right now. He's riding him all the way. I was like, goddamn, he doing so many chin-ups, bro. We don't do that, bro. Nah. We don't do that around here. I don't carry it that way, bro.
Talk to him.
I'm talking real boxing, the best division in boxing right now. Whoever becomes undisputed at 140, the right way by taking all the belts one at a time, hands down, at least top 2 pound for pound, at least.
Shout out to Rachel Dornaire in the building. What's going on, Rachel? Rachel, what's going on? No love for Mill City? Come on. Talk to me. Yo, great job this weekend as well on the corner. Safari, got the old man Lara, still got it, you feel me? But definitely, man, I'm gonna hit you in the DMs. So yeah, guys, ladies and gentlemen, continue cooking.
Yeah, 140's lit, man. Pitbull Cruz.
Hold on, Rachel wanna get invited. All right, we got 3 members on the live right now. I'm gonna Clay, you've been on the longest, so I'm gonna get you out first, and we're gonna get Rachel in. That being said, smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen, if you are on the YouTube channel. Rachel Dornaire, what is going on, homegirl? How you doing?
Hey, what's up? I'm actually just at Top Rank. Just finished training some boxers and stuff. So, yeah. Laura was never going to be an easy task. It's also not an easy task to ever come into. And I keep calling it a situation, but it's a situation that we walked into that we didn't set up for Michael. You know what I mean? We walked into his life and he was already in that mandatory position and already slated to fight Laura. So we were, you're dealt the card that you have to play. We had always had much respect for Laura. I mean, he's a slick boxer. He's smart. So we knew we had a tall order in front of us, and we had the right game plan. But at the end of the day, he was able to see that we were pushing Michael to get away from his his left, his straight, and he was able to blind him with a jab and follow up with that too, and it was there. So I mean, there's only so much you could do, and we do our best as trainers, and that's why you just keep. At the end of the day, you just keep being there for the boxer,
Right. Leading up to that knockout, did you have a feeling that shot was coming from Lara?
I think it was in the first round that he did hit him with it. That's why in the corner we kept pressing that he needs to move his head off the line. It was always lean to your left. Don't lean backwards or to your right. And being as an orthodox fighter, that's a habit that is hard to break. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we had to, keep drilling in his head for 7 weeks and get him to go to the side that he's not comfortable because it would have been earlier if Michael had rotated to his right side because he'd be there directly for the straight. And that's what we were trying to avoid. I also, like I said, the situation we were walked into is I had Michael talk to Lara's team after, Michael and his dad. And I told him, I was like, what did you guys weigh in at tonight? And they said 175. And I looked at Michael, I go, what the fuck did you weigh? And he goes, 163. I was like, you're too small for 160. And it's just the honest thing. I don't, like I said, we have to play the card that we're dealt. So we've had a conversation already about moving down to 54. There's killers in all directions. But we're going to take it one step at a time with him and see what we can place him.
What's going on with your husband?
Right now he's working with Mosquera, his sons. Rodrigo, I think he's fighting in LA April 20. I think he's 1-0. And then Raymond, his younger brother. A couple other guys that he's training with that is, going to be a different look. The thing is, we've stepped into like world championship title fights with guys who've already had their set ways, their quirks, their bad habits and good habits. We're, so having a different plethora of boxers that, okay, well, if we start from day one, with, you know, fundamentals of the boxer. It's easier to shape them to think how you think and to move the way that you want them to move.
I completely agree. I completely agree.
You know what? Can I say something in regards to that?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I love the fact that she stated that due to the fact that so many people were expecting, and I'm going to take this a little left, Mark, the mad scientist, to go in there with Dorno and make so many adjustments the first fight. So the only reason why I'm saying that is because what happens is she made the most clearest, most concise, logical statement. Just because a coach is a new acquisition doesn't mean that the performance is going to change effective immediately. You have to clean house, and you have to set a new foundation and a new culture. And a lot of people lack that understanding.
Yeah, and the other thing is that what we love about Michael is that the way that he can pick up things. He's a hard worker. He doesn't complain. Like, yeah, he might go like, you know, when things hurt in training, but he'll continue pushing. And if you challenge him, he's gonna step up, and that's what I love about him. He has that heart to continue fighting. He has that heart that sometimes, like right now with the younger generation, is actually hard to see. Right? You make them a little bit uncomfortable, and they're like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. Not Michael. So, like I said, this was 7 weeks with us. We're hoping to get him out here, get him better sparring here in the U.S., different looks. So he's used to these types of different styles that are out here. Teaching him the way of how us over here cut weight, so he can come back stronger. You know, it's a continuous growing process, and Michael has a great head on his shoulders. He's not a quitter, and as long as he wants to show up and we can work together and listen to each other, then I think that, you know, he still has a shot.
Now, Rachel, has Nonito did he announce his retirement?
Oh, Nonito?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't talk to me about that.
You guys, are you guys indecisive about it?
Well, like you know, he keeps getting stuff that like are kind of making him salivate, right? Like, you know, that little fun Twitter spat with Sonny Edwards before. Of course, that didn't come to fruition. We already knew Eddie wasn't going to let that happen. There was a fun little incident with him and Leo Santa Cruz. Leo said he's always wanted to be in the ring. He's like, I want to come back and fight you. They were, I don't know, joking or not. They're like, why don't we be on the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson undercard? You know, like. But I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, we have so many opportunity, and I know he itches to get into the ring, but I believe that being in the gym, like as we are every day with these boxers, like it'll turn it into a different passion. You know, you don't have to quit boxing cold turkey, and I say quit boxing as in just you be in the ring. You can still be around the sport, like with him commentating, with him coaching. That it's a different passion, it's a different outlook, but you're still around the people that you've been around for the last 20 years.
Yeah, definitely. Were you able to see the co-main event with Rolly and Pitbull Cruz?
Yeah, I did.
What's your thoughts on it?
Did. You know, I felt bad for Rolly. I honestly, what I compared it to, what we went through, what Rolly went through, was more so the fact that, listen, I would rather how Mike left the ring than how Rolly did, because I feel like Rolly sustained a lot more damage throughout the many rounds of Pitbull hitting him. That gets scary after a while, you know. I think when it's hard to, and we knew this was going to happen. Pitbull was just going to keep coming in. He was just going to keep coming in, and you'd have to move around and get him out of his sights of his, you know, really strong overhands and hooks, and disrupt that to a point where he's going to respect you. But the thing is, Pitbull didn't respect Rolly's power. I don't believe at any point, unless you guys believe he did. Because I think he just kept coming in. Like, he was like, yeah, nope, that's not a phase. I'm going to just keep coming in.
Right.
So.
Yeah, he didn't care for it at all.
I think, and that's the problem. Like, you have to get Pitbull to respect you. If not, he's just going to keep coming.
I always tell my fighters there's two reasons why a fighter walks forward. One, they don't respect your power, and two, they can't fight backwards.
So, this is true.
And I do believe that, and this may seem like not the popular opinion, but I do believe that Rolly, just like many other fighters historically, have been planted into the sport for showmanship and just to be a person that is a thrill to watch, but they're not destined and groomed to be a world champion. And they'll be moved properly in order to just be in between fights.
No, I get what you're saying. I think that the one thing about Rolly is that he's awkward, and the people, people have made a name for themselves because of their off rhythm timing, like Pacquiao. So people start to groom, like when you're in the boxing gym, there's certain fighters you don't want to spar because they're awkward. You're like, you're not doing everything like what was fundamentally correct, right?
Yeah, we just worked with what's his name, Cabrera Garcia, the one that fought Pitbull, 2 fights ago. He's an awkward fighter. Yeah, but there's a difference between awkward and still being able to have your IQ, and then there just be awkward and you're underdeveloped mentally. And I felt that Rolly is both.
Well, I think that's why he possibly went back to Salas. I don't know. I would have to ask him. But I think he was trying to get that, that IQ of that gym, right? If he had gone back to Salas a long time ago, would the exposure and the constant reminder of how to think in the ring been beneficial in this fight? I don't know. That's something that we would never know, or what would have happened. But Salas does have a scientific way of looking at things. It works for a lot of his fighters, but then when you change a fighter on how he is, right? Like, because you have bangers. He has someone like Bam Bam, right? He would just come in and just brawl. There's no way you could teach him any IQ. It's just go brawl. You know what I'm saying? And he was good at it. But eventually, it wasn't going to be that long that was going to wear out.
Right. Now looking at that main event, lots of topics upon that main event with Tszyu and Fundora. What do you think the proper approach should have been on Tim Tszyu's team?
I talked to when we were watching. I was talking to Basil about it because of course, I'm not really versed in cuts. Basil said that he would have done things differently. I think he did a couple interviews and said what he would have done. I tend to agree that I'm sorry, like it. As far as it being a PBC promotion, the first time on Amazon Prime, people came out from Australia for you. I understand what pressure that is to continue the fight. But at the end of the day, now it's a game of are you going to have to work your way back, because you should have just said no, not the fighter himself, but the corner, knowing that they weren't going to be able to control the cut. He was going to lose a lot of blood already during the rounds. And if he had just stepped out, it would have been a no contest. Yeah, 100%. I think that's the best way, because you have to save your fighter from himself.
Right. Now, that being said, if there was no cut, who do you think wins that fight?
I think he was doing amazing in the first 2 rounds. I think he was finding Sebastian, and then things just turned. What you have to remember, you have a game plan in your head, and it takes a lot to have to overcome adversity. And for him not being able to see on a long, extremely long, tall fighter. Makes it difficult. You already had obstacles in front of you. You knew that at the face-off, how tall he was, his reach. Even though I was really shocked that Sebastian was fighting the way that he did, because we normally see him fight almost like a 5'8" guy, right? He wants to be in the pocket. He wants to be really he wants to trade inside. So seeing him be disciplined and try to stay behind that jab and keeping that length out there. I was actually impressed. I was like, oh, okay, because that's not what I was expecting. We were all expecting him to try to be in the pocket with Tim Tszyu. Yeah. So
now, how do you see the Errol Spence playing in all this, and knowing that the WBO is trying to mandate Crawford in the same time?
That's going to be interesting, because I keep hearing different things with the contract. I'm hearing that it wasn't actually in the contract, that it was verbal. I don't think that Sebastian is going to want to give up his WBO to defend, to rematch Tim, because then what's on the line? Now you only have one. You walked into this with two, and now you only get to fight for one. And I don't, as much as PBC is going to try to push Errol, the WBO is going to want their order. Now, the timeline on the two, though, when you look at Tszyu, and they said he can't be, I think they said it's going to take 90 days for that cut to heal. And Fundora is saying it's going to take him, I believe, 7 months to get back in the ring. So 90 days and 7 months. One's already 3 months, and then have to, do all of the training in the next 3 months. And so does Sebastian, as far as I understand. So they're about the same time of healing time. If there is some way, what I would see is the fact that they would basically put these two, Tszyu and Fundora, on like a hold, a medical hold, and put them in recess or whatever, and hold this, like, kind of freeze frame this fight, right? And give Bud the chance to fight for a regular, vacant, interim, whatever you want to call it, and then mandate that they have to fight the winner. Now, who would Bud face on the other side? I don't know who he would face on the other side. Would he fight Spence? But I don't think that Spence... Okay, in the business and who's, we talk about loyalty and we talk about who the promoters want, I know that they're going to want Spence. They're not going to want Bud. But how do you play with that with the sanctioning bodies?
That's right.
If I can add to it, what does the PBC want? Because from the outside looking in, one might argue it's reasonable to question, does the PBC even want Spence to fight Crawford? Are they interested in sponsoring that or paying for that fight for whatever personal reasons or financial ROI, return on investment, maybe interest that they have, which I couldn't imagine that being it. But for whatever reason, it seems as if the PBC has been kind of like purposely, evading the Terrence Crawford rematch, and they want to put, because when you look at it, Errol Spence, who was supposedly hurt and was healing from all kinds of injuries and wasn't able to get active and fight, all of a sudden, when there's an opportunity that makes sense, you see the healthiest Spence you've seen in a long time in the ring, challenging a 6'6", Sebastian Fundora, to challenge him for his titles. So the PBC is not interested in putting that fight together or facilitating that. What's the chances of it being a Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence fight for a vacant WBO title?
Yeah, I don't think that it doesn't seem like they're so keen in trying to put that matchup right now. I know Spence wants to get back in the ring, but I don't necessarily think that putting them together right now is the best option. I think that Bud earned his shot to do what he wants first, as in priority level. But that's me thinking as a fan, not as business. And so that's going to be, the difference of Errol all of a sudden walking in and trying to push his way into a position that earns him the title shot on his first fight back. And listen, there's no wrong. It's not wrong to ask, right? The least they can do is say no. So you ask for the moon, and if you fall amongst the stars, fine. But he needs to. For Errol, what I see is he's just verbalizing where he wants to be, and if it happens, then it happens. You asked for it. If you didn't, and there was a chance it could have happened, well, you didn't even step in and say that you were interested.
I also believe that Errol Spence's stock value has dropped ever since he departed those games.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I honestly, if it was about the purse, money's owed. This is where I always stand on business and say, as much as none of these guys want to have a contract signed, just sign a damn napkin. I don't care. Where it says that this is what we're both working on. We're both working for, because at the end of the day, like, it's really, it is the Wild Wild West. It's almost Stone Age as far as the papers that we're supposed to get, the offers that get rejected, that was never a real offer, or, all this crap. If we just make it how it's supposed to be, we wouldn't have this issue.
And I think that that a lot of coaches and a lot of fighters, they feel that paperwork will cause a division, and I do believe that in all reality, if you do have your paperwork, because anyone I coach, I make them sign paperwork and commitment to me just in case money does become an issue or opportunities for departure. You know what I'm saying? We both invested our sweat equity and we both have an objective. And I do think that if people are in the business, they need to stand on business and do the due diligence thoroughly through everything.
My last question, Rachel. Who would you like Fundora to fight next? The rematch, Tszyu, Spence, or Crawford?
Who would I want him to fight next? So taking out all the mandatories and all the what's it called? The rematch?
Right.
I honestly think Bud deserves a shot. He has the WBO, and that should be in line for him to go to the next division. He's done what he's had to do. He's showed up. Tim, I'm sorry, but I don't think his team protected him in this. I also feel like Bud's accomplished more. So I would like to see that fight. Would Samson? Probably not.
Right.
I don't think he's gonna want to see that fight. But guys, I gotta head out. We're still here at the gym. Everyone's coming in and out. So I'll hit you guys later.
Thank you, Rachel, for tapping in.
Peace.
Blessings. It's your boy Mills from Mill City Boxing, home of the high-level pro boxing media, the Fighters Channel, the Trainers Channel, the People's Channel. Fellas, great live today. We're almost reaching a 3-hour stream, so I gotta go, but I appreciate each and every single one of y'all for tapping in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Become a member. The link is in the bio and in the comment section. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 p.m., or you never know, I might have another interview. Blessings.
Deuces.